quarterback.
Always wanted to be the quarterback.
Okay. Just outgrew the position.
Welcome to Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal.
At the confluence of the Three Rivers, Pitt football has long been part of the fabric of the Steel City. These fans are accustomed to winners. 9 times the Panthers have been national champions. But a new era awaits and new conferences in the future. But the president has been very good for the visitors tonight. Skip Holtz and B.J. Daniels have been all smiles as the Bulls are undefeated and ranked in the top 25. But under new coach Todd Graham, Tino Sinceri's hoping to get an offense clicking tonight as the Panthers open Big East play with star running back Ray Graham and hope to knock off the Bulls in Pittsburgh tonight.
Y'all know that? We're the only ones on TV. Tune in, man. We'll put on the show.
Welcome to ESPN's College Football Prime Time, served by Applebee's. A chilly night in Pittsburgh, starting to feel a little nip of fall in the air at Heinz Field as we get set for the Big East opener. South Florida ranked 16th in the country, coming in to take on the Panthers of Pitt. Kickoff not too far away here at Heinz Field as you see the Panthers and new head coach Todd Graham making their way to the stadium floor. Bands playing, excitement in the air. That's what happens when conference play comes around. Glad to have you with us on Thursday night. Reese Davis, Craig James, and Jesse Palmer. Jen Brown comes along in just a little bit. September is when you establish an identity for your team, and as we turn toward October, that's when you position yourself for championships. What Pittsburgh would like to do, but with new first-year coach Todd Graham, Jesse, there have been some growing pains.
And that's to be expected. I think the Pitt football program has a whole different look and feel under new head coach Todd Graham. And for starters, he's changed the culture off the field. Players aren't allowed to wear earrings. They're saying yes, sir, and yes, ma'am. He's brought Texas hospitality to the city of Pittsburgh, but it's a totally different look on the field as well. He's brought what he calls high-octane football here to Pittsburgh. That means more blitzing on defense. The offense is running up tempo, averaging 80 plays a game. Now, the offenses he had at Tulsa put up some of the best numbers in the entire nation. Craig, through 4 games this year, Pittsburgh's offense has really failed to meet that same sort of production.
It's going to take time, and I know that the fans are impatient, but when you have a desire to play as fast as Oregon's offense does, that's impressive. That's fast. They want to snap the football every 18 seconds. So there's a lot of pressure on their quarterback, Tino Sinceri, to make sure that he gets them to the line of scrimmage, gets them lined up, makes the right call. Sinceri's a good football player. He has all the skill sets needed to be able to run this offense. One of the ways he can be effective is to get it in the hands of Ray Graham. He's an excellent runner. He also leads the team in receptions with 21. So an explosive player that'll help his job be better.
Well, the Panthers are off to a 2-2 start. South Florida, meanwhile, undefeated, 4-0. And once again, South Florida has a marquee non-conference win on their resume, having beaten Notre Dame. But frankly, we've seen this act before. Many great starts have been spoiled by conference play flameouts from the Bulls. What makes this group different?
Matter of fact, they've started 4-0 3 of the last 4 years. So in order to get confidence, you have to win marquee games. They've done that so far this season at Notre Dame. But they want to win the Big East. They haven't done that. In order to do that, you have to play sound football. I see on film in my study that Skip Holtz's football team now is doing it. They're playing better between the lines. This is a football team that has to come to Pittsburgh. They have to become consistent. They have had the letdowns in the past, Jesse. This is a team now that wants to win at Pitt to help elevate them towards the Big East Championship.
You mentioned consistency. I think they're playing a lot more consistently than they were a year ago. And the biggest reason why is the play of quarterback B.J. Daniels. I think B.J. Daniels is the most improved quarterback in all of college football from a year ago till today. And while he still possesses the athleticism to hurt defenses with his ability to run the football, he's so much better this year mentally, playing more poised, reading defenses, taking care of the football. He's only thrown 1 interception this year. I think B.J. Daniels has transformed himself from a great athlete playing the quarterback position into a quarterback that happens to be a good athlete.
More than 6,000 yards of offense from B.J. Daniels. Tino Sinceri will try to keep Pitt's 3-game winning streak against the Bulls alive.
College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Tostitos Artisan Recipes, Sun Life Financial, Annuities, Employee Benefits, Life Insurance, and Wrangler, real, comfortable jeans.
Tomorrow is Transformers Friday.
Fire! We gotta move! And here we go!
Transformers, a Michael Bay film. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray combo pack tomorrow.
You put a lot of effort into creating the perfect evening. So we put a lot of effort into creating the perfect tortilla chip. Introducing new Tostitos Artisan Recipes. Made with real ingredients cooked right in, for flavor you can see and taste in every bite. Because when we put in the very best, what you end up with only gets better. Experience new Tostitos Artisan Recipes.
South Florida and Pittsburgh getting set to square off here at Heinz Field. Let's check in on the field with Jen Brown.
Thanks, Reese. I'm here with head coach Skip Holt. Coach, quarterback B.J. Daniel has really improved this season. What aspect of his game has he improved on the most?
Well, just his mental approach, the way he's managing the game. Mentally, he's into it. He's doing some great things. He's really grown up as a football player and a leader.
Now, Pitt running back Ray Graham comes in tonight's game with over 500 rushing yards, 6 touchdowns. What do you need to do to contain him here tonight?
We need to gang tackle. We need to run like crazy to the ball. We need to play like wild men on defense, and we need to swarm. He's a great player. He'll break tackles. We just got to turn to make sure that he's got to break 2 or 3 to make yards.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
Reese.
All right, Jen, Pittsburgh wins the toss, and rather than defer, as many customarily do, Todd Graham believes in his offense, and Graham will receive. Graham's in his 6th season as a head coach, his first here at Pittsburgh. Not only did he have the great offenses at Tulsa that Jesse told you about in his 1 year as head coach at Rice, he took the Owls to their first bowl game in 45 years, and now here on the sidelines at Pittsburgh. South Florida getting set to kick it off. It'll be Marvin Cross doing the honors, and they have Ray Graham, the star running back, deep to receive. Underway from the Steel City, and Graham will take it right at his goal line. Doesn't make it out to the 20. Mark Joyce, defensive back playing on special teams, makes the stop, and this is where we will see the Panther offense and quarterback Tino Sunseri.
Tino Sunseri has to play with a fast clock in his head here tonight. Last week against Notre Dame, he was sacked 6 times. A lot of those were on his shoulders. He didn't get the football out quick enough. He must play fast with his decision-making tonight.
Sunseri's first pass of the night is quickly completed across the 20-yard line. Cameron Sadler making the grab.
Well, part of that fast decision-making on Sunseri's part is to make sure it's 1, 2, 3, check down or throw it away. And there's an internal clock that he has that they're working on here right now, trying to get him into that rhythm.
Quick pass picking up 6, 2nd and 4. Zone read looks. Sunseri not noted as a runner, but Tino gets up close to the 35-yard line. He'll have the first down of the evening.
I think Tino Sunseri really fits what Todd Graham is trying to do on offense here for Pittsburgh. He has the ability to run the zone read in these offenses.
That is Lucas Nix, the starting right guard for Pittsburgh, who is down. Some, including defensive coordinator Mark Snyder of South Florida, have regarded Nix as the best offensive lineman in the Big East. This is particularly important for the Panthers because they just lost Chris Jacobson, their starting left guard. He's out for the season with a knee injury, already an inexperienced line, and now Nix is on the ground.
Corey Keene came in and had his first start for Jacobson last week at left guard, and he played well. He had a holding call, but he played all in all pretty darn good football. This is an offensive line, though, that is inexperienced and can ill afford to lose depth.
They can't afford to lose that experience, Craig, and Lucas Nix, the most experienced player on offense for Pittsburgh. 29 career starts coming into tonight's game. They only have 2 seniors starting on this offense. If they were to lose Nix, that's a big big loss tonight.
The 6'5", 305-pound sophomore Ryan Schleeper steps in, hoping to knock some guys to sleep up front. Sinceri picked up 12 and got the first down as Nick gingerly walks to the sideline.
Well, I can tell you now that USF wasn't expecting to see Tino Sinceri running with his legs making plays like that in this ball game. They expected him to throw the ball. He has the ability, but he has not made that his trademark.
Ray Graham split out in the slot. Now he'll come back with Tino in the backfield. This time Graham has it. Ray Graham makes one guy miss, gets up to about the 40. It'll bring up 2nd and 5.
Ray Graham, maybe one of the most versatile running backs in the entire country. You're going to see him line up outside, motion back to the backfield. You'll also see him stay outside and run routes. He's excellent in the passing game.
Now South Florida's lost a defender as D.D. Lattimore, their sophomore linebacker, hobbles to the sideline. 2nd and 5. Sinceri, half roll, his second completion. This one gets out to Drew Carswell, and the freshman from Pittsburgh. It's across the line for the first down, and the Panthers move the chains again.
That's that internal clock that Todd Graham is trying to get from Sinceri, back and going with it.
Ronald Jones has just checked in the game, a wide receiver now lining up at the quarterback position.
He was a high school quarterback, a freshman. He threw a touchdown pass against Iowa, but we're noted as a runner. So too is Graham. Graham inside South Florida territory and inside the 40. It's another Panther first down.
This South Florida defense is extremely fast, and these running backs for Pittsburgh cannot afford to go east-west tonight. They have to put their foot in the ground, get north. You see Ray Graham do that there.
I'm looking for Ray Graham to be more north-south, to break that arm tackle. That's the one thing missing in his game.
1st and 10. Sinceri, another quick pass, and it's another completion. And a short pickup, getting out to Darius Patton, freshman wide receiver. You see some younger guys getting on the field as Graham tries to integrate a little more speed in the wide receiving corps.
And that speed you're talking about, USF right now is evaluating it. They're kind of sitting back. They're seeing what the offense is doing, and they're going to make some adjustments. They've been very vanilla so far.
On 2nd and 6, the reverse, Patton has it. Sinceri, look for a block, now the football's on the ground, scramble, and the Bulls have it. Recovered by Mike June. And forcing turnovers has been a calling card for Skip Holt's defense. Ryan Giddens knocked it away, and it is the 14th takeaway of the year for the Bulls. They are 3rd in the nation in that category.
South Florida is able to create takeaways because they play extremely physical. Guys are striking players this year. Physical brand, getting runners on the ball, on the ground, stripping the football out, and getting it done. Something their coaches stress to these guys each and every day at practice.
Patrick Hampton, 41, doing a great job wisely pushing away Sinceri where he couldn't recover the football. That's good teamwork.
Now sudden change situation. South Florida, excellent field position. The 48. Darrell Scott, first carry of the night, still on his feet, and the transfer from Colorado, who's been off to a tremendous start for Holtz's team, will pick up about 5 on first down. Look at the difference, guys, in the turnover margin. I mentioned the number of takeaways South Florida's created, but the margin has been huge and a big part of their success. 2nd down and 4. They'll give Scott 6 on that first down carry. Shovel pass, Evan Landy, and Landy is swallowed up immediately. He might have lost a couple. It'll be 3rd down.
Skip Holtz has done an outstanding job of calming B.J. Daniels down. We've done several games of USF. We've seen the B.J. Daniels have great games, and we've seen him have personal meltdowns. He's a much calmer player this year, and that's being reflected in the performance of his offense.
3rd down. The Bulls have converted just over 44% this year. They'll do it on the ground with Scott. Darrell Scott has the first down and a whole lot more in the big 235-ish pounder. Gets inside the 35. Good block up front by Danis Estenor. Pick up a 14.
Darrell Scott brings a physicality to this offense. He's a north-south guy. You mentioned it, 235 pounds. They don't have to block it perfectly because he can break tackles.
Scott has it again. He drives the pile down to about the 31-yard line. It'll be a pickup of 2, 2nd and 8.
Darrell Scott runs like he's got something to prove. And this was a highly recruited, talented player who came out of high school, went to Colorado. He transferred. He's a guy that has had expectations. So you see that anger, that proving when he lets that big body hit somebody.
They're working Darryl Scott. Good cut to get it back inside the 30. It'll be 3rd down. Bulls will have about 5 to go for the first.
The strength of Pittsburgh's defense is their 2 interior defensive linemen, Miles Caragine and Chaz Alexi. The challenge for South Florida tonight is to be more physical at the point of attack, inside in the running game.
The whistles come. Pittsburgh is going to use the timeout. Well, one streak has ended for Skip Holtz. His team has scored in the first 4 minutes of every game. Now they're threatening just short of 5 minutes into the game in Pittsburgh.
Your life will have to flash by even faster. Auto dry brakes on the Cadillac SRX activate after rain is detected to help improve braking performance. We don't just make luxury cars, we make Cadillacs.
With an A+ credit rating in good times and bad, Sun Life Financial should be famous. We're working on it.
So you're seriously proposing we change our name to Sun Life Valley?
Do we still get to go skiing?
Sooner or later, you'll know our name. Sun Life Financial.
Here's to the things that keep us comfortable. Good friends, loyal dogs, and a pair of great-fitting jeans. Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. For long-lasting comfort and value, the right choice is Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans.
You're so beautiful.
There's something out there. You live here and you don't know about the murders.
Peter Ward Slaughterhouse. I need to talk to you about Peter Ward. That's me. Did I do it? No. I have to find out who did it.
Stay away from my family!
Dream House. Rated PG-13. Starts tomorrow.
Okay.
Okay, listen up. Make sure everybody's got a bud for this.
There's a saying that time is a great storyteller.
Well then, here's to the next chapter.
So stand with me, brothers, and raise them high.
Because as great as this is, there's even more ahead of us.
And the only question is, are you
This telecast is available in 3D, presented by Sony.
What a way to christen the newly expanded Big Ten on ABC Saturday Night Football. It'll be Wisconsin hosting Nebraska. Nebraska making their way into the Big Ten to take on Russell Wilson and the Badgers, who have been completely overwhelming. Team Magic, though. Taylor Martinez and the Huskers, they have an explosive running attack in their own right. Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines, part of Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal at 8 on ABC. And if you enjoy that, guys, there's a pretty good chance you might see that matchup again. They're in separate divisions in the Big Ten. Is this where I need to quiz you guys on your legends and leaders divisions in the Big Ten?
Wisconsin legends, Nebraska leaders.
There you go.
No, wrong. Here's how you remember it. Legends are all the schools that start with an M and an N and Iowa. Legends. So that's Nebraska.
Or just look at your cheat sheet.
Yeah. Tino Sinceri is a leader. So too is B.J. Daniels. Third and a long 4. They try to keep their scoring threat alive. Daniels, he's going to have the first down and plenty more. Inside the red zone, inside the 20. It'll be 1st and 10 for the Bulls.
One of the concerns for Pitt was that the Big J Daniels with his legs would hurt them. I mean, right there, dropping into coverage, forgetting containment. Only 3 rushers. You got to stay spread out on that.
They want to play zone defense so they can keep their eyes on B.J. Daniels. You won't see very much man-to-man tonight from Pittsburgh.
Give. Going for the corner is the speedy Lindsey Lamar, and Lamar pick up 2, maybe 3. It'll be second down.
You've talked about the tempo of Pittsburgh's offense, but South Florida has cranked the tempo up this year in the second year under offensive coordinator Todd Fitch. B.J. Daniels, a lot of these players feel more comfortable now in the system, so they're able to play faster.
Part of the maturation process of B.J. Daniels. Stayed in control. Performed with a great deal of poise at Notre Dame. Scott has it again, and he barrels his way inside the 15. He'll be down to about the 12 or 13-yard line. They got to get it to the 9 for the first down. It's third down.
This has been an area of concern for Pitt's defense. Opponents have had 10 trips in the red zone and come away with 8 touchdowns. Got to be a lot more sound on this, and they're still in rhythm here. Third and short.
We saw 3rd and 4 a moment ago, and Daniels scrambled for it. Daniels will run it again. B.J. turns the corner. Touchdown, South Florida. A 12-yard touchdown run. Took a little bit longer than it has in those first 4 minutes of the first 4 games, but still take advantage of the turnover and score the touchdown.
Pittsburgh's defense must respect B.J. Daniels' ability to pull the football and get the edge. On that play, safety Jason Hendricks bit inside on the play fake to Darrell Scott. You cannot allow B.J. Daniels to get outside in this offensive scheme.
Icon Bonani on for the extra point. Hendricks is a big physical hitter, but it was Hendricks who was among the Panthers who had Jonas Gray of Notre Dame get outside last Saturday, and this time from a shorter distance, he lets B.J. Daniels turn the corner. 12-yard touchdown run. USF on the road, up 7-0.
Applebee's 2 for $20 is fresher than ever.
Hey, Chris. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
Ready to order?
Yep, 2 for $20.
It's Applebee's freshest 2 for $20 yet, featuring new chicken fettuccine carbonara. Get 1 appetizer and 2 entrees for just $20, only at Applebee's. Now serving half-price appetizers late night.
Whoa, hey.
Watch out, man.
When you take away the worry, it's easy to enjoy the ride.
Hey, bud.
Hey, Dad.
Introducing Cadillac Shield, the most comprehensive suite of owner benefits offered by any luxury automaker in the world.
There's going to be major fallout.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout.
In the race to find the rarest creature on Earth, it's Steve Martin versus Jack Black versus Owen Wilson.
You ever been in a helicopter?
The Big Year, rated PG.
I'm your blind spot. And my job is easy. Hide big things. You're good. And if you named your own price on car insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate. You can save money and be better protected from mayhem. Like me.
Shop less, get more. Make one call to an Allstate agent.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is served by Applebee's fresh new 2 for $20 and in part by Cadillac.
Tasty grub being cooked up outside Heinz Field. Things not quite so tasty for Pittsburgh. Panthers give up points in the first quarter for the first time this season. They did it, guys, largely because they didn't contain B.J. Daniels, the one thing Todd Graham told us yesterday they had to do.
It's a pick-your-poison dilemma right now if you're Pittsburgh defensively, because Todd Graham said, look, we got to watch B.J. Daniels. We can't focus on him too much, though, because they have running backs that are very capable of doing great things with the football once they hand it off.
Graham is capable of doing a lot as well. Ray Graham returning kicks tonight. Give the Panthers a little more explosion in the return game. He was stopped short of the 20 the first time, and this time it's just across the 20 as we check in with Jen Brown with an injury update. Jen?
Well, we saw offensive lineman Lucas Nix carried off the field in that last series. The medical staff spent quite a bit of time with him over on the sidelines. I talked to the head athletic trainer, Rob Blank. He told me that it is a left knee sprain, but they needed to take him to the locker room to evaluate it and see how serious it is. So once I know more, I'll keep us updated, but not a good sign for this offensive line of the Bulls.
No, it's not indeed. The Panthers' offensive line, they need their senior from Jefferson Hills, PA, and right now Ryan Schleifer is in And instead, two backs in the backfield. Sinceri leaves it with Graham. Graham a little wiggle. And he'll be stopped just short of the 30-yard line. It'll be second down and a long 3.
This Ray Graham excites me. When he touches the football, that guy can go the distance every time. Now, he's going to have to learn to be a little bit more powerful on the inside, which he can do, and not try for the home run all the time. But, man, is he excited.
Sinceri fires, complete to Shanahan. Shanahan has the first down, and the big junior with his 18th catch of the year.
One of the problems Pittsburgh's had offensively, they have not been able to generate explosive plays throwing the football. If they have to go all night, 10, 12, 14 plays to score, it's going to be a long night. They got to be able to push it downfield.
Zach Brown, a transfer from Wisconsin with his first carry of the night, and the offensive coordinator, Calvin McGee, saying he wanted to make himself get Brown into the game. He's a guy who got his degree at Wisconsin and transferred here to play his final season of college football. He had a good career at Wisconsin, rushed for over 1,000 yards in his career, 3-year letterman. He picked up 5 on his first carry. Back to Graham. It'll be third down and about 4.
Todd Dodge, the quarterback coach, was telling me that Sinceri has the ability to throw the ball deep. He's been good short and fairly good intermediate, but he's got to have confidence. Jesse, you know, as a quarterback, at some point you just got to let it go and have your receivers go make a play.
You have to make the defense respect your ability to do that. In the last 5 quarters of play, they do not have a completion of over 20 yards.
Dino needs a completion on third down to keep the sticks moving, and that is a good place to go to big Mike Shanahan. Now, they tackled him back behind the yellow line, but forward progress will give him the first down.
Pittsburgh has tremendous size at wide receiver. They have 4 different receivers listed at least 6'4". That size has to demonstrate itself tonight.
Sinceri wanted to take a shot, instead checked it down to Brown. Brown powers his way inside the 40-yard line. He'll pick up 7, maybe 8 on first down.
Reese, that's that check down right there. That's that 1, 2, 3. He's making the quick decisions. He's being smart in this game.
This offense is predicated on timing. And Tino Sinceri right now is playing faster, playing on time.
He's hit all 6 of his passes so far. Back to the ground with Brown. First down and more. Zach Brown powers down to the 25, and the Panthers are on the move. John Legist made the stop.
The Pitt offensive line, this is a zone stretch. They're trying to get the defense to overcommit. You saw 3 white jerseys bunch up, and when you're blocking like that, a good runner's going to find the crease.
He's going to find the crease behind an offensive line that averages 315 pounds up front. These guys are big old bullies. They can push you.
Sinceri, another short completion. Cameron Sadler gets down to the 20, and it looked, what the crowd has reacted to, it looked a little bit like a horse collar tackle by Sam Barrington.
The tempo of offense for Pittsburgh puts so much stress on a defense. They have to get lined up quickly within 18 seconds, find the formation, get lined up, really putting mental strain on them.
Second and 5. Graham, a nifty move. Graham has the first down, runs into the umpire. And the umpire slowed him up enough for a lot of white jerseys to get there, but it'll be first and goal for the Panthers. Oh, like being an umpire in the middle of that action.
Got to keep your head on a swivel, don't you, Reese?
We got a quick feet too.
He's coming at you, but just whoop. I tell you what that did, by holding him up, it allowed a substitution to come in for USF. They need a fresh body getting down here. That slowed Pitt down just a little bit.
After the turnover on the opening drive, resulted in South Florida points. Now Pittsburgh answering well. Sinceri. Tino going for the corner. And now each quarterback has scored. Well, Tino Sinceri told me yesterday he's never run the spread offense in his life, but he's had a couple of nifty runs in the first quarter.
See here again, just like B.J. Daniels, not respecting his ability to pull the football, like we mentioned earlier. He fits this offense pretty well because of his athleticism.
Ray Graham, the great runner, was cracking up, and I guarantee he was saying, hey, where'd you come with that speed getting around the corner? Show me something. Call me later.
Tino going in for the score. Extra point is true. South Florida and Pitt, the Big East opener, all tied up. Sinceri showing that he has some wheels as well. And you know what happens when your quarterback can run? Todd Graham, he said, that's what I want from you.
ESPN Monday Night Football, Colts Buccaneers at 8:30.
Why did we build a 556 horsepower luxury car with a manual transmission? Because there are those who still believe in the power of a firm handshake. The Cadillac CTS-V. Manual or automatic, that's entirely up to you. We don't just make luxury cars, we make Cadillacs.
Go Live from ESPN gives you an unprecedented college football experience. Every Saturday, we take you on a non-stop trip across the country so you can catch every touchdown, every incredible upset,
what a grab,
and every wild finish.
Kick it over, covers it!
Live as it happens. But when it counts on Saturday, watch ESPN Goal Line, presented by Capital One. Saturdays noon to midnight. Available on Time Warner Cable, Verizon Fios, and Bright House Networks, and streaming live on Watch ESPN.
It's WWE's most savage structure. Designed by the devil himself. Built to torment. Hell in a cell. Now, for the first time ever, a triple threat match enters Hell in a Cell. Alberto Del Rio, CM Punk, WWE Champion John Cena battle for the WWE Championship. It only happens once a year. WWE Hell in a Cell, live this Sunday on DirecTV pay-per-view.
We're good at tailgating, but to be great, well, you need a little coaching.
That's where I come in. Coach, are we running super cold activation today? Always, Gary. Only Coors Light tells you when your beer goes from cold to super cold. Frost brewed on 3. 1, 2, 3. Frost brewed. Ice down those Coors Lights, baby. Ice.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching.
Nice crossing pattern, Randy.
We're tailgating at the next level.
Don't do it. Don't you do it.
Frost brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
A little help, guys.
Time to look at Saturday's menu, brought to you by Applebee's, and we have some terrific matchups coming your way. The headliner, Nebraska and Wisconsin, Clemson, Virginia Tech also will be a good one on ESPN2.
Being down from the southwest area there, the Baylor Bears finally getting a chance to show the country what they've got in that Robert Griffin. Mayday had him as his Heisman guy so far this year.
Robert Griffin has thrown more touchdown passes than incompletions this year. He's playing out of his mind.
Has the opponent showed up?
TCU, not bad, but I think we're waiting to see some more tests. There will be some more once they now get into conference play.
As Lindsey Lamar, who's deep, waiting the kickoff, it'll not come close to reaching Lindsey, and attempted a fair catch, and the ball was muffed. Mike June, the linebacker, recovered a fumble earlier, then recovers his own. B.J. Daniels is off to a good start, guys.
This Pittsburgh defense now has to keep their eyes on B.J. Daniels, particularly on third down, Craig. Last possession, he converted 2 third downs with his legs.
Did you see the Pitt defense all go to the middle of the field on both of those plays? They've got to be gap sound and responsible for their job and not trying to follow the football to the middle of the field.
Here's the biggest difference right here. Turnovers, 22 through the first 2 seasons, only 1 this year through the air.
Daniels out to Victor Mark, and Mark, who had a nifty touchdown run last week against UTEP, drops it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
We've watched B.J. Daniels over the years. Doesn't it seem like when you now study his film, he's poised, he's in the pocket, he's not rushed, he's not flustered.
I think a big part of that is his familiarity now with Todd Fitch's offense in the 2nd year, feeling comfortable in a system that he feels like he now knows.
Hand off to Scott. It's going to be 3rd down and about 9.
You know, to your, in the open, your question about USF and this national stage, they have had the good starts, but they've not had the consistent big wins in this program's history. This is a first step for them at Pitt for this season.
Going to see wide receiver Sterling Griffin here lined up at the top of the screen. He's the go-to guy here way at the top. they like on big third downs, spreading the field out.
Leads the team with 22 catches after missing last year with an ankle injury. 3rd and 8. Daniels down the middle. It's incomplete, and the Bulls will have to punt it away. He was looking for Victor Mark, and the Panthers force a 3-and-out.
Pitt's defense rushing 4 and dropping really 5 across the middle of the field to take away any kind of pitch and catch and run after the catch. Good series there by Pitt's defense.
It was a huge series because they got off the field in 3 plays.
Jones is deep. Jones, a freshman, makes a fair catch inside his own 40-yard line, and that's where the Panthers will take over. Well, Pittsburgh is in transition. It was back in December of last year that Dave Wannstedt resigned under a great deal of pressure, and a few days later, Mike Haywood, who at the time had been the coach of Miami, Ohio, became the head coach of the Panthers. But it was a little over 2 weeks later that Haywood was arrested for felony domestic violence charges, and Pittsburgh fired him the next day. There is some pending litigation about that. In early January, Todd Graham has been introduced as head coach. So all coaching changes. Sari fires incomplete. All coaching changes are difficult on the players, but perhaps this one even more so because there was a great deal of loyalty to Dave Wannstedt first. Then you had the Haywood era. He didn't have time to get close to the players, but just the uncertainty certainly weighs on him.
Hey, Dave Wannstedt did a great job at his university. He loved his school. He did a heck of a job. It is in transition. Now the players are having to learn and adapt to a new guy in his way. But, you know, it's never easy change.
Zach Brown got virtually nothing. It'll be 3rd down and 10. And the thing that has frustrated the Pittsburgh fans here is the inability to get over the hump, and that's why Todd Graham is here. And by getting over the hump, I mean win outright Big East championships. They felt as if they missed an opportunity last year. Make it to BCS games. That's the goal. 3rd and 9 for this edition of the Panthers. Flag flies. Sinceri may have a free play and gets it intercepted. That's picked off by Legist, but this looks for all the world as if this is going to come back with an offside penalty, as Julius Forte appeared to jump, and the Pittsburgh offensive line never moved.
Offside, defense number 54, 5-yard penalty, 3rd down.
Pittsburgh's going to get this play back. Unfortunately, what Tino Sinceri cannot get back is the huge hit he takes after throwing this football. Smart play, free play, throwing it downfield. Now the ball's picked off. He now becomes a defender, and he gets absolutely lit up on the tail end of this play. That's for real.
On his throwing shoulder.
3rd and short. Tino feeling a little pressure, takes his time, and he fires it well behind his intended receiver, Devin Street. But there's another flag down. Sam Barrington was in there, put another hit on Sinceri. And this very well may keep the Pitt drive alive.
It's going to be roughing the passer. Yep. He got blown up again.
Personal foul, unnecessary roughness defense, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
Now this is the kind of play that USF has not been making. You know, you have a chance to get off the field. That's not being responsible. That's not playing sound football.
USF came into this game wanting to hit Tino Sinceri. They watched him play against Maine in week 2, got hit early in that game, and it affected him. It affected his accuracy, but you have to be smart when you're going after the opposing team's quarterback.
I'm going to take a semi-responsible opposing view and say I didn't think it was as bad as advertised initially. Barrington, I mean, maybe he launched himself a little, but already kind of started his move. But defenders have to learn that's being called this year. Ray Graham dances inside the 35. Graham has a 1st down inside the South Florida 30.
First of all, it's a Democratic booth and 2 against your 1, so you lose on that.
Yeah, but I have the loudest mic. Talk the longest.
USF's defensive line's not getting it done. They're getting beat up front. They're only hitting after the throw. They've got to get more physical with their defensive line.
Sinceri. Looking for Shanahan. Oh, Shanahan had it right right between the 8 and the 7. Might have scored a touchdown, and he couldn't hang on.
Mental mistakes have killed this offense early this season, whether it's Tino Sunseri not getting the football out of his hands quick enough, whether it's receivers running the wrong routes, whether it's false start penalties, or whether it's drops. We talked about the lack of explosive plays. They must capitalize when they have their opportunity in the passing game.
Hall of Fame receiver Tim Brown, we were having this discussion with him last week, how hard the easy ball is to catch. You got to focus.
And Zach Brown is hit in the backfield. It'll be 3rd and long. Corey Grissom and Ryan Giddens back there to make the stop.
Those kind of plays are the reason that you've had the inconsistencies. Pitt's football team is capable of being 4-0. They're right on the verge of that, but little drops like that, those are things that keep you from moving on.
Here's Mike Shanahan right here in the slot, big 6'5" target.
Harry steps up, fires down the middle, and that ball was a little behind Shanahan. He couldn't hang on to it. It'll be 4th down.
That's still a football he has to catch. And every football is not going to be thrown perfectly. Tino Sunseri right now is having to buy himself time in the pocket. Just does a nice job getting it out. You can go ahead and make that catch.
That's a catch, absolutely. Absolutely, not as far behind as I thought. Shanahan typically grabs that ball.
Absolutely, and I guarantee you Sunseri goes back to him. He will not give up on his player.
Now Kevin Harper attempting a field goal from 47 yards out. He has a strong leg, long this year of 45. Harper. Sounded good, looked better for Pittsburgh, and the Panthers had a chance for a touchdown, but they salvaged 3 points out of the drive, and they have the lead on South Florida late in the first quarter. They're striking up the band, and Mike Shanahan, normally sure-handed, having a word with the coaching staff, his Panthers up 3.
A great university inspires its students to become the best among the best. A great university has faculty who encourage and motivate. A great university seeks out new ways to improve lives. The University of Pittsburgh, a great university.
Pittsburgh just got a 47-yard field goal from Kevin Harper, but Mike Shanahan perhaps still wondering what could have been. He dropped a pass that looked to be a sure touchdown pass, but the Panthers end up with 3, and they have a 10-7 lead. Well, Pittsburgh has the lead despite fumbling and leading to the South Florida touchdown drive and a drop touchdown pass, but Todd Graham's team has been able to overcome those mistakes in the early going to have a first quarter lead. Now Harper getting set to kick it away to Lindsey Lamar. A high, short kickoff. Lamar sprints up to get it at his 15. Bulls showed reverse. Lamar will be dragged down at the 24-yard line. Celebrating its 7th year, sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets, Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for each field goal and extra point kick. To date, Allstate has contributed more than $2.4 million in scholarship money. A couple of extra points in the field goal in the early going here at Heinz Field. Big East opener for both teams. Reese Davis, Greg James, Jesse Palmer, and Jen Brown. Glad to have you with us on Thursday night as B.J. Daniels and the Bulls take over at their 24. Daniels, plenty of time. Can't find a receiver. Now he does. It's Evan Landy, and Landy will make the catch up at the 35, maybe the 36-yard line. It'll be a first down.
Through the first 4 games of the season, B.J. Daniels was playing much better with his eyes, not missing wide open receivers. On that last play, he had a wide open A.J. Love on a deep crossing route. Could have been a huge game.
Errol Scott. And Scott has his headgear ripped off, and there'll be flags flying all over the place. That is a relatively easy face mask call.
You think when you take the helmet
Personal
off,
foul,
roll it.
face mask, defense number 88, 15 yards, first down.
You perhaps missed the hint of sarcasm.
Coming from you, Reese, never. But mental mistakes again on defense. 9 penalties last week in a loss. against Notre Dame as a team. And this is a big penalty now, giving South Florida possession in their own end.
Pitt's defense being more guarded, trying to contain B.J. Daniels, but they can't lose their zip. They got to still play hard and down the hill.
Daniels fires complete to Deontay Welch, and the freshman from Williston, Florida, makes the grab, his 5th of the year.
It's a new look defense this year for Pittsburgh. They're blitzing a lot more than they have in years past, playing different coverages. Defensive coordinator Keith Patterson had to really simplify the game plan before the Notre Dame game. They had struggled against Iowa, giving a lot of late points in that game. Played very well last week.
On 2nd and 3, Darryl Scott, who found several running alleys in the early going, but now things have closed up for him. It's 3rd down.
Yeah, I think, you know what, this Pitt defense, they've been pretty sound on the inside. It's been the lack of containment the few times that Daniels has broken out, or the one time where he bought some time to throw down the field that's hurt them.
They want to run it right here. They should be running it behind their left guard, Jeremiah Warren. All 330 pounds of him. Outweighs every member up front by 40 pounds.
Started that way. Scott cut it back. He's got the 1st down to about the 37 as we head toward a half minute to play in the 1st quarter.
You know, with the size of Darryl Scott, they kind of defy the tradition concern that you have on these spread offenses when they can't get under center. He's big enough that he can push the pot.
And that's an element they have lacked in their offenses here in years past, that big physical runner.
BJ will snap it again late in the 1st quarter. Daniels now flipping it out to Lamar. It'll be 2nd down and 10. It's Antoine Reed, who's on the coverage for Pittsburgh. 5 seconds to go here in the 1st quarter. It's been an entertaining one. South Florida on the move in Pittsburgh territory again. Daniels, it's inside the 35. He'll be left with 3rd and a long 5 to go. And that's where South Florida will start when we open the 2nd quarter. Panthers on top of the Bulls, 10-7.
I host a pretty good game, but to be the best, I needed a little coaching.
That's where I came in. The world's best party needs the world's most refreshing beer. Stack that Coors Light. Make those mountains blue. You're dogging it, ding-dong. Wake up. These are frost-brewed fundamentals. Work it, hit it. Gee whiz, Kyle.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching. Frost-brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
Yes!
Coach?
This is the Montrose Pet Hospital, Montrose, California. In here, anarchy meets order. Working with AT&T, doctors set up a broadband solution to handle data and a mobility app to stay connected with their business, so they can run the office even when they're not in the office. It's a network of possibilities, helping you do what you do even better. Call AT&T and see what we can do for your business.
No one dreams of being almost remembered. Telling an average joke, going out with a whimper. We all aspire. So when we built the new Samsung Galaxy S2, we built it to be the best and brightest, with the most vivid screen out there, on our fastest phone ever. Because we're Samsung, and that's just the way we're wired. The Samsung Galaxy S2.
It's what they do. Acceptance.
You can't change the way banking works. Just accept it, man.
Free? Doesn't close at 5? Try nature.
It's a bank. What do you want, a hug? Just accept it.
Hidden fees, fine print, or they'll stick it to you some other way.
Stay with the herd, son. Accept it.
Accept it. If we miss this movie, you're dead.
If you're stuck accepting banking nonsense, you need an ally. Ally Bank. No nonsense, just people sense.
With a last line of defense, war will engulf the entire continent. Only we can prevent the coming apocalypse. You want to be a musketeer? This is your chance.
The Three Musketeers.
There were 4 of us against 40 of them.
Was it 40? Oh, 400.
Just 40. It was an off day.
Rated PG-13. Starts October 21st.
The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues at Dover, Sunday at 1 Eastern on ESPN.
Thursday night football served up by Applebee's, the Big East opener in the Steel City. Pittsburgh, PA, South Florida, ranked 16th in the nation, undefeated. Bulls on the move against the Panthers right now, trailing by 3 as we start the second quarter. Looking at a 3rd and 5.
Sterling Griffin, go-to guy again at the bottom of the screen, number 17.
Rush 3, drop 5, contain, and make Daniels the guy that you spy on.
Lost contain on Daniels a couple of times on 3rd down, and despite the fact that they were coming out of the quarter break, BJ has to burn a timeout.
Smart decision by BJ Daniels, showing you his intelligence there. They were showing zone. He saw a blitz coming, didn't like the play call against that defense. This is a critical down right now. 3rd and 5, going in to score. I agree with that. Burn the timeout.
And every race is critical at this point in the NASCAR season. Back-to-back wins to start the chase. Tony Stewart is the points leader, and he goes for 3 in a row. While defending champion Jimmy Johnson tries to bounce back from a shaky start last time out. The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues at Dover. Coverage begins Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern on ESPN. The NASCAR Countdown presented by Napa. Here is the leaderboard. Stewart by 7 on Kevin Harvick, and old Jeff Gordon hanging around there in the top 5.
2-touchdown drive, taking care of Edwards.
Carl Edwards in, get a little zone read for him, have him shoot through the gap, get to the checkered flag, find his way to the race car version of the end zone. He's right back in it. USF, after using a timeout, hoping to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Been very good in mid-range, 3 to 7 yards. Have been perfect, 3 for 3. It looked awkward to start, and BJ, who converted a couple of them with his feet, will be stopped short. Now the ball came free at the end. They're going to mark it down. It'll be 4th down and 3.
Game, offense, 5-yard penalty, we're down.
I was about to say that the clock didn't move. The reason it didn't is because there was a delay of game penalty.
You cannot have that after you've gone to the quarter change and then burned a timeout right away. That is poor game management right there from USF.
And not necessarily on the quarterback. It's the coaching staff.
Absolutely.
3rd and 10 now as the Panther defense tries to rise up. Stop the drive. A lot of heat coming on BJ. Daniels gets away from run. Might be a hold out there in the corner. Doesn't matter. And now the flag comes in late on the tackle against Daniels. Greg Williams made the stop. Let's see what the flag was about. The horse collar.
Wow.
They're going to call the horse collar tackle. Did you think you saw a hold
Absolutely.
on the corner, Craig?
No question there was a hold out in the middle of the field there. And if Pitt's going to go after him and pin their ears back, they better get Daniels down in the pocket.
There is no foul for a horse collar tackle on the play.
It did not look like a horse collar to me when I watched it live. Pittsburgh bringing pressure from the right-hand side, man-to-man coverage. BJ Daniels breaks contain. You'll see it right here. Well, he gets it behind the jersey. That's a clean tackle. Nice job by Greg Williams. Great tackle.
And a great job by the officiating crew, getting together, huddling up, making certain before they had the flag.
Justin Brockhouse-Kahn, another flag flies. Runs it away from South Florida. It's going to hit inside the 10. Surrounded by Bulls. Stop it down to the 7 and 8. Let's check the flag. Dennis Hennigan getting some face time tonight. He is our referee. We'll talk it over with Todd Graham.
Illegal formation. Offense number 22. 5-yard penalty. 4th down.
I like that re-kick. Give yourself a chance. Rather than being at the 6 or 7 yard line.
But if you're Skip Holtz, you're going crazy right now because you just had the football on the 30-yard line seconds ago in field goal range with the ability to tie this game.
Well, I think he can look in the mirror. You know, if he's looking for someone to blame.
Bad clock management. And of course, penalties put them in this position.
Justin Brockhouse-Kahn punted again. He had a good one last time. A lot of Bulls down there trying to surround it, but this time it goes into the end zone. So well played by Todd Graham to make them punt it again rather than having it inside his own 10. Panthers will start from the 20 when you come back.
Applebee's 2 for $20 is fresher than ever.
Hey, Chris. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
Ready to order?
Yep, 2 for $20.
It's Applebee's freshest 2 for $20 yet, featuring new chicken fettuccine carbonara. Get 1 appetizer and 2 entrees for just $20, only at Applebee's. Now serving half-price appetizers late night.
Aggressive new styling, a more fuel-efficient turbocharged engine, and a completely redesigned interior. The new C-Class, with over 2,000 refinements. It's amazing, inside and out. The C-Class starts at just $34,800.
You live here and you don't know about the murders.
Peter Ward Slaughterhouse.
I need to talk to you about Peter Ward. That's me. Did I do it? No. I have to find out who did it.
Get away from my family!
Dream House, rated PG-13.
On the drive to the national championship, LSU jumped over Oklahoma to take the #1 spot after dominating another ranked opponent on the road. Follow the drive to the national championship every week on College Football Finals, Saturday nights on ESPN.
There's going to be major fallout in a few hours.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout.
In the race to find the rarest creature on Earth.
What's the big deal? Columbus, what's the big deal with that whole new world thing?
It's Steve Martin.
They're men. They never stop competing, they die.
Versus Jack Black.
I'm gonna kick his...
Versus Owen Wilson.
I wouldn't go out there. Hitchcockian.
You bought me drinks and got what you wanted.
Really?
You don't want to know.
The big...
Pittsburgh has a 10-7 lead, and the Panthers have the ball early here in the second quarter at Heinz Field. Time for tonight's trivia question. Besides USF and Pittsburgh, which other 4 FBS teams play their home games in NFL stadiums? This, of course, Heinz Field, home to the Steelers. USF plays its home games in Raymond James Stadium, also home to the Buccaneers. 44 teams play their home games in NFL stadiums. Give you a while to ponder that. The answer coming up momentarily. This is a beautiful facility and a great setting right on the water. The Panthers have the lead in the ball. Sinceri has the pass knotted down. It'll be 2nd and 10 as we check in with Jen Brown.
Thanks, Reese. After Pitt scored that touchdown 2 series ago, head coach Todd Graham went up and down the sidelines to his offense saying, they cannot handle our tempo. We need to keep it going. Now, if you guys remember, he said ideally he'd like a play called every 15 seconds so we can continue to see, expect to continue them to push the pace tonight.
Sinceri fires complete to Devin Street. It'll be a first down just short of the 40-yard line. And to Jen's point, right now Mark Snyder, the defensive coordinator, he has his entire second defensive line in there trying to keep guys fresh.
They're trying to snap it every 18 seconds. Maybe that's why in Jen's report that the USF defensive front seven's not doing anything tonight. Maybe they're tired.
Ruling on the prior plays under further review.
We're going to have another look and see if Street was able to get both hands under the ball. And when you have a fast-paced tempo team like Pitt, they try to get a snap before they can look at it.
We mentioned earlier that this offense is based on timing. And right here, Tino Sinceri takes his steps, throws the football into the area on time, trying to allow Devin Street to get underneath this to make a catch. Now, the ruling on the field is that he caught it.
Ooh,
I don't know.
I don't know.
I think that is not a catch. I think that football sneaked through these arms and hit the ground. I don't think he had possession.
I think there's a bigger concern in this ballgame than whether or not that was a catch. USF has to figure out how to cover people and how to get their front defensive line putting pressure in the backfield.
It's the stress of that tempo that it puts on opposing defenses. Mark Snyder tells his team typically to focus for 6 seconds at a time during a play, and then you get a breather in between snaps. Not against Pittsburgh. They'll have to strain and think longer, because if a play's coming every 18 seconds, they got to recognize the formation, get lined up, communicate the coverage in the front, and then go play again.
Reese, this is a defense that averages almost 9 tackles for loss a game. We have not seen them playing aggressively on that side of the field.
Okay, as we await the replay announcement, remember, indisputable video evidence. That's the standard by which the replay officials judge the call. The call can be reversed, it can be confirmed, or the play can stand as called on the field, meaning that the video didn't give them a conclusive answer, which would mean it would be 1st and 10 at the 39. If it is reversed, it'll be 3rd and 10 from the 20. So this is pretty important, obviously, for both teams, but I think especially for South Florida right now.
And Craig, going back to your comment, I think one reason South Florida can't get upfield as a defense is because Tino Sinceri is doing a great job getting the football out of his hands, playing faster, playing on time, and that's not allowing this South Florida pass rush to get to him in the pocket.
Todd Dodge, the quarterback coach, said 85% of the time, if it's a 5-yard or less, he's on rhythm.
The pass hit the ground before the receiver gained possession. Incomplete pass. It will be 3rd down and 10 at the 20-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 14 minutes, 21 seconds.
Well, this ball does hit the ground. This is another good call by the officiating crew. But that ball, beyond the 5-yard, that's where, Jesse, they're trying to become more consistent. Yeah. They're not able to complete the balls down the field like they want to be.
Greg, I think the good news now for the South Florida defense, that review gave them a couple minutes to catch their wind. There's no excuse now. They should deliver a great pass rush here on 3rd and long.
So those second-line guys are pass rush specialists. Tino Watson, one of them. He's after Tino. Sinceri pointing out blockers. Sinceri gets across the 35. And how about Tino Sinceri using the feet tonight? A 17-yard gain.
That makes you wonder what's going on with the white jerseys. Are they coming off their blocks? There's no pursuit down the field or at the point of attack.
You saw Todd Graham reminding Tino Sinceri, keep the ball high and tight, running with it, holding it very loose. Ball security at a premium right now.
Zach Brown. Across the 40, maybe the 41. It'll be 2nd and 6.
Tino Sinceri has had to begin thinking much faster this year in this Pittsburgh offense.
That is Zach Brown, who's down. Brown, the senior running back from Royal Palm Beach, Florida, the Wisconsin transfer, who's been more involved in the game plan tonight and has run effectively in the first half so far, sort of taking some of the burden off of Ray Graham.
Because of the tempo of offense now, Tino Sinceri has to get the play call from the sidelines. He's got to deliver it to his teammates, read the coverage, audible at the line of scrimmage 3 times as quickly as he did last year playing in a pro-style offense under then offensive coordinator Frank Cignetti.
Well, you asked this Pitt coaching staff if they've followed and watched Oregon's offense at practice. That's where you have to get it down. If you can't do it in practice, you're certainly not going to execute it during the football game. And yes, they have watched and they've seen. That's what they aspire to be.
Pitt running back Zach Brown still down on the field. We'll check on his condition when you come back.
When we unveil the all-new 2012 M-Class, we're actually introducing a vehicle built upon 125 years of engineering excellence, which is why, no matter what is happening in the world outside, there is such a sense of complete confidence inside. Introducing the 2012 M-Class. Quite possibly the most advanced SUV ever from Mercedes-Benz. The best or nothing.
Capital One's new cash rewards card gives you a 50% annual bonus, so you earn 50% more cash. If you're not satisfied with 50% more cash, send it back. I'll be right here waiting for it. Who wouldn't want more cash? I'll take it. I'll make it rain up in here.
The new Capital One Cash Rewards Card. The card for people who want 50% more cash.
What's in your wallet? Sorry, I'll clean this up. Shouldn't have made it rain.
Look alive, fools. You know it's Sunday, right?
Yeah, but we're waiting for the boss. We have this big presentation.
Shame on you for letting the man keep you down. You need to stick it to him with DirecTV. It's on. Only DirecTV gives you every game every Sunday afternoon live on your laptop, tablet, or cell phone.
Nice.
Holy.
Hey.
Don't miss your last chance to get NFL Sunday ticket included at no extra charge.
ESPN's College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Mercedes-Benz. Experience truly great engineering today at your authorized dealer. and the new Capital One Cash Card for the people who want 50% more cash.
Here is a staple of the culinary fare here in Pittsburgh, the Primanti Brothers sandwich. Joe Primanti opened a cart back in the 30s. It's evolved into a store on 18th Street as you have a look at Zach Brown, relatively new to the Steel City, transferred from Wisconsin, who appears to be headed back to the locker room. He is holding his shoulder as he goes. He's had a good first half.
The four of us had lunch, the three of us had lunch today, 4 orders of French fries between 3 guys.
We didn't finish them, though.
We left 3 in the bottom.
Sunseri, and this time Shanahan hauls it in South Florida territory for the first down. Michael Linares, the linebacker, was overmatched by Shanahan. It'll be 1st and 10.
Pittsburgh right now taking advantage of a soft South Florida pass rush, allowing their big physical receivers to get deep downfield in space. Big 6'5" target. That time, Mike Shanahan with the sure grab.
Pickup of 21. Sadler coming in motion, Sunseri keeping it, and Tino running it inside the 30-yard line. It'll be 2nd and short. Might even be a 1st down the way they marked it. Looks as if Tino might have, he did move the chains again for Pittsburgh.
This defense came in tonight playing on the other side, their opponent's side of the field. Sunseri was not a concern with his legs. They're playing flat-footed at USF. It just, to me, it's surprising. I expected them to be a lot more aggressive up front.
Tino's averaging better than 12 yards a carry. Now a little pressure from South Florida, and Sunseri will throw it away. Patrick Hampton, Corey Grissom among the starters on the D-line, applying some heat, and Pittsburgh has not been good at protecting the quarterback, 2nd worst in the country, and they haven't gotten to Sunseri yet, but some heat this time.
Jesse, if you're a quarterback in a game where everything's working good for you, if the defense all of a sudden changes their tempo, does it work?
Well, I think right now you're trying to dictate on offense to the opposing defense. That's what Tino Sunseri has done a very good job of. To me, this is what this offense should look like. They should be getting chunks of yardage at a time.
Quick pass, Jones. Stopped at about the 22. It'll be 3rd down and about 4, 3, maybe 4.
Marking at the 22-yard line. Gain 6. Panthers 3rd down.
13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. So they've gone beyond.
Smart here on 3rd down, though. Check the sidelines. Make sure you have the play call you want on a critical down.
3rd and 4. Fired across the middle and knocked away. An outstanding play on defense by Quentin Washington. Washington, who was uncertain to play tonight because of a bad knee, is in there to break it up, and Panthers will have to settle for a field goal attempt.
Lots of experience in the secondary for South Florida. Quentin Washington, 27 career starts, showing you that intelligence, route recognition, forcing a field goal attempt.
Well, if you slow it down, you see that USF has a little defense.
Kevin Harper has been through from 47. This one will be from 39 yards out. I'll tell you, when Harper kicks the ball, it sounds as if it's been struck, and he's been accurate in his first 2 kicks tonight, and Pittsburgh stretches its lead to 13-7.
More style, more technology, less doors. Introducing the 2012 C Coupe. Mercedes-Benz, the best or nothing.
जान पहचान हो जीना आसान हो जान पहचान हो
I don't want to get up. I don't want to go to work. I hate mornings. Great, I have 20 minutes. No time for coffee. Hello, my friend.
Can't get it together in the morning? Try 5-Hour Energy. It's simple, effective, and unlike coffee, it's ready right now. No waiting, no hassle.
Let's do this.
5-Hour Energy, the no-wait, no-hassle way to a great morning.
The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup continues at Dover, Sunday at 1 Eastern on ESPN.
The Pitt band celebrates. It is time for the answer to tonight's trivia question. Besides USF and Pittsburgh, which other 4 FBS teams play their home games in NFL stadiums? We accept stadiums now. At some point it used to be stadia, but it's Miami, San Diego State, Temple, and Tulane. Tulane was the tough one for some.
Stadia.
It used to be, yeah. The plural of stadium one time was recognized by most English teachers as stadia, but it appears that stadiums now is acceptable. 13-7. Pittsburgh's had a couple of field goals. Evan Harper getting set to kick it away. Lindsey Lamar, the Big East Special Teams Player of the Year last season, awaits the kick. Lamar muffs it in the end zone. He will wisely put a knee down right there. South Florida will have it at the 20 as we check in with Wendy Nix.
Reese, thank you. SportsCenter right now, presented by Coors Light. Peyton Manning tells ESPN's Rick Riley he misses playing and his teammates, but Manning says his neck feels the same. In his absence, the Colts are preparing for Curtis Painter to start Monday night in Tampa, with Kerry Collins experiencing concussion-like symptoms.
All right, Wendy, Painter came in off the bench. A tough situation this weekend. Pretty good, the former Purdue star. B.J. Daniels on first down. He makes the toss out to A.J. Love. And Love has a first down up across the 30.
I think when you have an up-tempo offense, it can be detrimental to your defense. If Pittsburgh's scoring quickly or they're going 3 and out quickly, that forces you to play a lot of snaps. And this year, Pittsburgh's played 318 coming into tonight, the 5th most in the country. However, Pittsburgh's ability on offense to stay on the field, score points, prolong drives, that should keep this defense more fresh.
A.J. Love, after making that catch, hobbled off the field. Daniels is hit in the backfield. Hanging on for dear life is Jared Holley, and he'll stop Big B.J. for a loss.
Well, B.J. Daniels at the top of the screen is where he's going to be reading. There's a corner blitz, and he's pulling the ball into that. You can't. He has to have a pre-snap read in that to know exactly what's coming at him.
You see B.J. Daniels here. It looks like he's almost hitting him in the head, trying to push him off. But this is where you want to get this offense now. Second in California. Not a lot of play calls for this type of situation.
On 2nd and 16, Daniels fires a strike, and that play call will move the chains. Pick up about 20. Sterling Griffin making the grab.
But you saw the patience and the game management of B.J. Daniels. He didn't try to throw it 30 yards. He worked and got it for the yard after catch.
He's just so much smarter at the quarterback position this year. Great job in the pre-snap read, seeing the cushion on his wide receiver.
Flag flies in the secondary. Daniels was trying to get it out to Stephen Bravo Brown. It's incomplete. BJ took another shot.
Illegal substitution. Defense, 5-yard penalty, first down.
So the Panthers get caught making a switch. Bulls will get a break, 1st and 5. Now, get a break like this on first down. You like to take a shot here?
Well, Skip Holt's dad, Lou, what do you think he'd say?
He'd run it.
He'd run it. Let's get another first down. Let's go.
You know, Lou always says game of first downs. Now only 5 yards to go to get one. And still about 5, maybe 4.5 after the short gain. Miles Carriageen, Shane Gordon on the stop.
This Pittsburgh defense has made some adjustments now trying to stop the zone read. They have different players switching off. One player responsible for the ball carrier, a linebacker responsible for the quarterback, trying to corral B.J. Daniels.
In film study, occasionally USF's offense plays sideways and not vertical. They don't push at the offensive line of scrimmage.
Demetrius Murray saw a lot of Darryl Scott in the early going, and Murray finds a seam to move the chains as he gets inside the Pittsburgh 40.
I think another reason for USF's improvement on offense this year, they are deeper at the running back position and wide receiver position than they've been in years past.
Murray running it again. Knocked down at about the 31-yard line.
I like that they haven't panicked. You know, Pitt's had control offensively. Now USF just methodically going down the field. I like that.
2nd and 3. It's working. Stick with it. Murray pushes his way just inside the 30. He's got to get down close to the 28. It'll be 3rd down.
We've seen USF crank the tempo now up themselves. Running plays at a quicker pace, substituting quicker. I'm with you. I just run it again right now. You got the big fella Darryl Scott in the backfield. Let the 240-pounder go get it for you. Well,
That's Murray.
That's Demetrius Murray.
Yeah, Demetrius Murray, who's carried it the last few times, getting this series at running back.
How do you feel about 210?
Take it.
Murray was leaning at the snap. He's got the 1st down inside the 25-yard line, and the Bulls
Demetrius Murray and the Bulls
just churning straight ahead and getting big chunks of yards on the ground.
If I'm South Florida, I'm just lining up and running it again right now. Same personnel, same formation, daring Pittsburgh to stop me on these zone read plays.
Panthers trying to get some defensive substitutions on the field. Perhaps guys a little gassed. Reverse. Lamar inside the 15, still on his feet in the 5. Flag comes out as Lamar is knocked down at about the 1-yard line. But this may be coming back. I thought I saw an official signal a hold.
Holding. Offense number 17, 10-yard penalty, 1st down.
You know what this play does is it gasses a defense. They're running from one side of the field to the other and then in pursuit. So they continue with the onslaught of the tempo. And yes, that was holding downfield. No question about that.
Yeah, Sterling Griffin grabbing the jersey of the safety, Jason Hendricks. But South Florida has 3 wide receivers that played running back in high school. Lamar, one of those guys. They can create a matchup problem for a defense.
It's a 13-yard gain. It's a spot penalty, so it's 1st and 7. Daniels. Leave himself about 3, maybe 4 yards to go. It'll be 2nd down.
The plan is for B.J. Daniels to carry the football somewhere between 10 and 12 times tonight. That's already now his 7th carry.
Second and short. B.J. has it again. He gets down inside the 10. It'll be 1st down, and if they mark it inside the 10, 1st and goal. There's the official standing right on the 10. We'll see if they can pick up a 1st down without getting the touchdown. But the most important thing is fresh set of downs for the Bulls.
And you know what? B.J. Daniels weighs 217 pounds. And you saw how he set up that defender. He got him on his heels, and there was no way he was going to get stopped. He was going to get the 1st down. He used all of his 217.
Murray plows straight ahead and picks up about 3. 2nd down coming.
Because of South Florida's success running the football deep down close to the end zone, Pittsburgh now playing man-to-man on the perimeter of the field. There may be an opportunity for B.J. Daniels to throw this thing in a one-on-one matchup.
But you know what? You've been successful going down, plowing ahead. They do have at the top of the screen one-on-one.
There's Sterling Griffin matched up with Reed. They will keep it on the ground, and Murray will waltz into the end zone. Touchdown, South Florida.
Craig, you mentioned the poise of this offense, the poise of B.J. Daniels, poised answering the previous field goal by Pittsburgh, calmly marching 13 plays down the field to now attempt an extra point and take the lead.
And the lack of calm by Pitt's defense.
Graham discussing some of them with one of his linebackers, Todd Thomas, as Maikon Bonani gives South Florida the lead. And what about this? At times it seemed that the Bulls have been a little disjointed, a little bit out of sorts, but here they are, 4-0, ranked 16th in the country. And oh, guess what? Demetrius Murray has given them the lead. Big East opener for both. South Florida up by 1.
Applebee's 2 for $20 is back and fresher than ever. Whoa.
Hey, Chris. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
Ready to order?
Yep, 2 for $20.
1 appetizer, 2 entrees, and layers of fresh flavor. So, who's paying this week?
Call it in the air.
Tails.
Pony up, Palmer. So come on in for new favorites like new creamy chicken fettuccine carbonara, new bruschetta chicken, or classics like the 7-ounce house sirloin. That's 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, $20. You got off easy, my friend. It's the freshest 2 for $20 yet, only at Applebee's. Now serving half-price appetizers late night.
All right, fellas, I need your best today. Get your mind right. Today's our day. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, again.
Get coverage of every NFL game on NFL Mobile. Call Star NFL to download it now. Only from Verizon.
Leadership, excellence, performance. It's what Heisman and Aflac's all about. Aflac, an official partner of the Heisman Trophy.
I manage all my own investments, and I try to learn as much as I can about a company before I invest in it. That's why I like Fidelity. They give me tools and research I can't get anywhere else. Their stock screener lets me search for stocks with more than 140 criteria. I can see what their experts are thinking and even call them to bounce an idea off of one of their investment professionals. A good strategy relies on good insight. If you wanted to learn more about a company, I think you'd actually have to be there.
Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
This is Coach Parker, whose nonstop day starts with back pain and a choice. Take Advil now and maybe up to 4 in a day. Or choose Aleve and 2 pills for a day free of pain. Way to go, Coach.
Back here at Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Tino Sinceri getting set to return to the field. South Florida up on Pitt 14-13. Time for tonight's intelligent move brought to you by Mercedes.
Well, it has been intelligent the way that Sinceri's feet have busted up this USF defense early in the game. This was a 3rd and long, getting the run down the field, and then a little quickness to the pylon.
Tino Sinceri's made great decisions tonight, not just throwing the football, but also in the running game, pulling it on the zone reads, keeping it when he's supposed to. He's been forced to ad-lib as well. I think this is an element of this offense South Florida's defense was not prepared for.
Last touchdown run by Sinceri's. You have a look at B.J. Daniels, who's also adept running. You know, Tino's mom was a great gymnast, Roxanne, here at Pitt, and all Big East, or all East gymnasts before Pitt was in the Big East. And I don't know, maybe she would be proud of that balance beam act that Tino used right down the side. I'm not sure he stuck the landing.
He got that from his mother, not his father.
No, Sal was not a gymnast. Sal was All-American linebacker here at Pitt, now an assistant coach at Alabama. Corey Davis returning kickoff. And Corey will be knocked down at about the 18-yard line. Well, Saturday afternoon, Tyler Wilson and the 18th ranked Razorbacks of Arkansas take on Texas A&M. They'll play at Jerry World. You can see it at noon Eastern. That's the big Cowboy Stadium here in Dallas.
I was there Monday night.
That's a good one. Presented by Cars.com as part of Tailgate Week, fired up by Kingsford Charcoal on ESPN, ESPN3 Saturday.
You'll hopefully see more touchdowns, more points in this game than you did that Monday night game between Dallas and Washington.
6 field goals by Dan Bailey, the former Oklahoma Stater.
Ray Graham getting the call. And Ray's been relatively quiet tonight. He has a really good pickup on first down. It'll be 2nd and short.
We saw his backup, Zach Brown, leave the game last series. Now, Ray Graham is what makes this offense work. He's expected to at least get 30 touches in some form or capacity tonight. His workload's about to go way up.
Second down. With a little wide receiver screen. Cameron Sadler has the first down across the 35. It'll be 1st and 10, Pitt from the 38.
High percentage throw from a strong-armed quarterback. Gets the ball to a playmaker in space. That's like a toss sweep in the I formation.
Just an extension of the running game.
Play fade. Sinceri taking a shot deep. Devin Street's out there. There was a little contact before Street got loose, but it'll fall incomplete. 2nd and 10.
I love the play call. I love the decision by Tino Sunseri, even though this is not completed, because the defense has to respect your ability to throw deep downfield. Now, the cornerback falls. That ball would not have been caught regardless. But at least take a shot. Make them know that you have the ability to push it deep downfield.
And Devin Street is the guy they want to go deep to. He's their deep threat. But, you know, you got to throw it to him. Don't throw it just deep. Throw it to your receiver.
Kayvon Webster is down. You might remember Webster is the guy who scooped up the fumble against Notre Dame when they stopped the Irish on 3rd and goal at the 1 and took it 96 yards in the other direction for the touchdown that really set the tone for that game and gave the Bulls a little momentum early on.
Longest defensive score in USF history. I'll tell you what, they could use another turnover at this point in the game right now. We're able to force one on Pittsburgh's opening drive. They got to play more physical. That's the MO of this USF defense. Fast and physical.
Well, here's Shanahan right here. He's a good target, big body target here at this range.
Graham. Pickup of 4, maybe 5. It'll be 3rd down.
And again, you see white helmets moving backwards at the point of attack up front on the offensive line. Pittsburgh not experienced. They've lost their starting right guard and their best offensive lineman, Lucas Nix, in this game, but they're playing more physical than USF. Shanahan in the slot, bottom of the screen.
See if Sunseri finds it. Instead, a great catch by Ray Graham, a tremendous one-handed snag. Graham's been effective out of the backfield, and he gets another 1st down.
There's no way as a defense that you can allow Graham to come out unmatched. You've got to come up and hug that. There's no athlete at the linebacker level who can deal with him in space like that.
Sunseri running it again. He's inside the 45. It'll be 2nd down and short.
Stay outside. Don't come back to the middle. That's where your dad and those guys used to love to hit quarterbacks.
You see Ray Graham, he wants the same play call again. I think he felt like if he caught that, if he got that handoff, he may have gashed him on that run. Asking for faster tempo, he wants it again.
Look at what Pitt has been able to do to this Bull defense, which have been very good against the run. Sunseri, option look. Tino will cut it back to the middle, and Michael Linares was there to stop him. It'll be 3rd down.
55, Linares on the tackle.
This would be another area on the field like we saw that last 3rd down, getting Ray Graham isolated out of the backfield on a linebacker one-on-one. Something defensive coordinator Martin Snyder was worried about, said he wanted to double Ray Graham with 2 linebackers in and out of him.
Snyder said he wanted to be dialed up right in those situations. Let's see what the Panthers and the Bulls dial up when you come back. Back in Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Panthers looking at a 3rd down play, trailing South Florida 14-13. Todd Graham visiting with his defense over along the side. Panthers need 3 yards to keep this drive alive on 3rd down. Tino Sunseri wanted to throw it initially and double pumped, and then found Hubie Graham, and Graham, who had a touchdown catch last week against Notre Dame, has a 1st down catch tonight.
We watched film on these Pitt Panthers and their offense. We love that bunch set.
Yeah.
It causes trouble. You saw the motion right before the snap. It caused an opening on the flat.
They're not doing a good job stretching the field vertically, but a really good job stretching the field horizontally so far in this game.
Graham gets a call on 1st down. Good solid pickup in the middle inside 35 down to about 33. Ray Graham with 74 yards. He's averaging over 8 yards per carry. Looking at a 2nd and 6.
2nd down, 6 from the 33.
Graham already with More than 500 yards on the season coming into tonight. Moving toward another 1,000-yard season for a Pittsburgh running back. Graham on second down, leaving with about 3 yards to go on third.
Should be no surprise to anybody that Ray Graham's having success this year. After all, he took carries away last year from Dion Lewis, who was the Big East Offensive Player of the Year the season before. He is an outstanding talent. I think they just give it to him here again. Maybe a speed option at the top of the screen. It's a good look.
Flags flying just at the snap.
False start, offense number 76, 5-yard penalty, third down.
There's Ryan Schleifer, who's called for the false start. He's in there for Lucas Nix, who was injured early in this game.
And I think they're in a perhaps 2-down territory here. So work your way back towards that first down marker and then consider going for it on fourth down.
On 3rd and 7. Sincerity to Graham in space. Ray makes a guy miss. Graham still on his feet inside the 30-yard line. He is very close to first down yardage. It'll depend on the spot. What a move by Graham.
Offensive coordinator Calvin McGee has been stressing to his running back all week. No wiggles, no spin moves, get north-south, but you can't take it out of Ray Graham. There's just a gift, an ability to break tackles.
And he's strong in the spin. There's a difference when you just spin, but when you spin with strength as a runner. Now, this is a guy who averages 159 all-purpose yards a game. That means he understands how to play in space. And it's, I guarantee you, if he were my son, I would say, great job, because you don't want to run into 5 white jerseys over there. Spin your way out.
Let's see if Graham picked up enough for the first down. And by a pebble of the football, he did. Tremendous individual effort from the Panthers star to get the first down.
And it's got to be demoralizing for this USF defense that had them in a 3rd and long situation. Fresh set of downs, they're tired because of the tempo. Now they got a bow up in their own end.
That was offensive coordinator Calvin McGee, who just saw the guy who wanted a little less wiggle most of the time from Graham. Graham has the ball in the backfield with him that time with Zach Brown. Brown, who left the game earlier with an apparent shoulder injury, was holding his arm as he left, has returned, and certainly that's good news. It's worth looking at this touch of the B button by Graham again, guys.
Yeah, putting a foot in the ground, spinning with strength going north. Now that'll make a defender think about it the next time before they hit him.
On 2nd and 9, Sinceri, Graham has it again. Graham has a first down inside the 15-yard line, and Ray Graham is putting on a show.
Ray Graham's touches are now starting to go up, and they come in all different ways, whether it's running the football inside, option routes in the passing game, swing passes outside, flat routes, finding any way possible to get the football in your best player's hands.
1st and 10, the best player has it again. It's Graham. Graham inside the 5, into the end zone, touchdown Panthers.
Ray Graham said he worked hard this summer to get stronger in the shoulders, to be more physical, to have conditioning. You can't make this kind of play back to back to back like he has just done against a defense and maintain your level of conditioning if you didn't work hard this summer.
So 19-14 after the 14-play, 82-yard drive. And Pittsburgh looked as if they planned to go for 2 to get on that 7 number, but it is the 2nd quarter, and I'm going to give a big doff of the fedora to Todd Graham doing exactly the right thing by kicking the extra point here. Not that that's a touchy subject with me or anything.
A what?
It's touchy. A doff of the fedora. It's a type of hat. Ask your Renaissance man partner next to you.
I know. I didn't ask him. I did. He would come up with an answer even if he didn't know the answer.
He might get a dissertation on the architecture of the Baroque period, too.
Use a couple of words tonight. I didn't know what they mean. But you talk about Ray Graham on that last drive. His ability running the football inside, outside, all over the field. But again, 11 carries up the middle tonight, That's because this offensive line is being dominant, and they are pushing and moving South Florida off the line of scrimmage.
Those are the rushing graphs. His receiving skills out of the backfield, coming out. This is just outstanding. That's a smart quarterback, Sinceri. You alluded to it, Jesse. Get the ball in that best player's hand on the field. He's an explosive guy. He's got excellent hands, and he just wore the defense down, Reese.
One of the most versatile players in all of college football. Offensive coordinator Calvin McGee coached Steve Slayton and Noel Devine at West Virginia. He said neither of those guys are as versatile as Ray Graham. That's saying something.
Just on that drive. That's impressive. 9 touches, 64 yards.
Well, the key for any offense, as you guys said, get it in the hands of guys who can make plays. Graham has been able to do that. Pittsburgh has a 20-14 lead. This guy can make a play for you too, Lindsey Lamar. And he won't have a chance this time. Great coverage from the special teams. Taglianetti on the stop as we check in with Wendy Nix.
Reese, thank you very much. Coming up at the half, we'll dissect that Big Ten showdown in Madison. Dr. Lou opines on conference realignment, and our Speed Rush tackles the issues du jour, including that debacle in Syracuse. We'll see you back here at the half. Reese?
All right, Wendy on Holt's May round 2 duty this week. Of course, last Saturday I was in the midst of the bout when Pittsburgh took on Notre Dame. Notre Dame won that one tonight. Lou's son Skip, of course, coach in South Florida. So more hostilities in the studio. I'm sure Wendy will sort it out for you coming up in just a few moments. Stephen Bravo Brown makes the grab. It's across the 25, pick up of about 6 on first.
Now, 1:33 is an eternity for South Florida on offense. Coming into this game, they had 12 touchdown drives in 2 minutes or less. They can score in a hurry.
Daniels fires incomplete. They'll bring up 3rd down.
And if you're Pitt, you have to understand that. You have to understand where you are, the down in the distance, the time remaining. Don't let them get behind you. B.J. Daniels has a big, strong arm, too.
I'm not blitzing B.J. Daniels in this case. I'm not a proponent of prevent defense, but with this quarterback, lay back, milk the clock, keep him in a cage in that pocket.
He escapes the cage, gets the 1st down, and B.J. is tripped up at the 35-yard line. South Florida will have a 1st down.
Pitt's going to have to make an adjustment at halftime with their defense and to somehow get them off of the middle of the field with their eyes. Man, they've lost containment 3 or 4 times tonight on that quarterback run.
Daniels in a little heat from Brandon Lindsey. Now he's got a man wide open. It's Sterling Griffin. Griffin's inside the 30. And dragged down inside the 25-yard line, and South Florida's threatening.
Mobile quarterbacks are at their most dangerous when they can buy time and extend plays. And you see Sterling Griffin doing a good job not quitting on the route, using good scramble principles, staying in the vision of his quarterback.
Inside a minute to go. Daniel just picked up 42. Now a short completion to Evan Landy. Stopped at the 17-yard line. Bring up 2nd down and 4.
Same principles here. Pitt's got to make sure they keep Daniels in the middle of the field.
Good pass on the inside, and that was almost deflected into the waiting arms of Jared Holley. It'll be 3rd down.
That is what I do not like about shotgun quick throws. The quarterback doesn't always get the laces when he catches the football, and sometimes because of that, it comes out funny. That football got thrown way ahead of the wide receiver, almost picked.
The thing that you have to say kudos to Pitt on that is they disguised that blitz coming off the corner late. He had no idea the passing lane was going to have a blitz ready.
And the Panthers call a timeout as we await this 3rd down play. Now, South Florida's got a couple of timeouts. Not like they have to rush, and it's 3rd down anyway, but they've run the ball effectively down here. Would you consider the run?
Absolutely. But if I'm Pittsburgh, I'm seriously considering having a spy right now on B.J. Daniels because you want to hold them to a field goal. That's a win. Take the lead into halftime. Now's a good time to sacrifice an extra cover guy. Use him as a spy. Your best athlete at linebacker, have him follow B.J. Daniels.
Wait a minute. You think there's a linebacker at Pitt that can keep up with B.J. Daniels in the open field?
You don't think it's Max
You know what I think? I think Pitt has been really successful when they rush 3, drop the 4 linebackers to the first down marker, and they keep their eye on the quarterback. They can go forward and get to him.
I like them spreading the field out here, trying to find gaps in this defense. But again, Reese, back to your point, Darrell Scott in the game, not a bad guy to hand it off to right here.
BJ wanting to throw quickly and miscommunication. Looking for Stephen Bravo Brown. It'll be 4th down. Skip Holtz is going to send the field goal unit up.
And that is a win if you're Pittsburgh on defense. You blinked, and all of a sudden the football was deep in your end. Hold them to a field goal, take the lead into halftime at home.
And it's a win for USF. They can come down the field, and they've given themselves a chance for 3 points. Win-win. It's always good.
Win-win. Win-win. Everyone's happy. Everybody wins.
Maikon Bonani's got an angle on this 34-yard attempt, and inside the 40s, 30 of 32 for his career. Bonani seen some excellent field goal kicking in the first half. Pittsburgh's lead is trimmed to 20-17 with 26 seconds remaining here in the first half. Well, Skip Holtz, the son of our colleague, the legendary Lou Holtz, a college football Hall of Famer. And back in the day, as Lou was making his way up the coaching rank, he always put the trampoline out early so all the neighborhood kids would come over and visit. Skip, of course, played at Notre Dame for his father and later was on his staff there with the Fighting Irish, starting his coaching career. Moved on with him to South Carolina. Later years worked as an assistant coach after spending some time at UConn as a head coach, and did a tremendous job at East Carolina, winning a couple of conference championships there, including defeating Tulsa and Todd Graham in the Conference USA Championship game one year, and now has South Florida off to another good start at 4-0 with a victory over Notre Dame and trying to get the Big East race off to a good start. That, historically, since 2005, when South Florida joined the conference, has been the problem.
They've been 28-30 in conference games since joining the Big East. Never finished better than a tie for 3rd place. They hope that changes in Skip Holtz's 2nd year.
Despite having a couple of teams that have been good enough to be ranked in the top 10 in the early part of the season, one that made it all the way up to number 2, squib kick. Pittsburgh will have it at the 40-yard line with 26 seconds. Now, Pittsburgh's been good on offense. What? Try to get in field goal range here?
Is this not high-octane offense?
Yes.
Pedal to the metal, brother. No, you don't. You have no timeouts here. Take it easy. You got the lead. Ray Graham. But I'm not saying you start getting crazy.
Oh, wait. This is a first, because you're normally the guy that's throwing the ball all the way. And I'm normally the guy that's conservative. I'm saying you take a chance here. You get the ball in the flat. Swing it out there to Graham. Let him catch the ball. See what he can do in the open field.
Did I just say give it to Graham?
You talking about running the ball, or you talking about?
I just said give it to Graham.
I'd swing it to him. Get him in the open field.
Sinceri's going to take a shot to Shanahan, and the ball is in a lot of traffic. John just got hands on it. It'll be 2nd and 10.
See, the issue is if you do that and throw a pick, South Florida now has 2 timeouts, and they're marching back down the field trying to tie it.
Okay, now I'm running the ball.
Okay,
I'm with you now.
How about a knee? Do you have the victory play? Take a knee play in the offense? Maybe not.
This is not a victory formation kind of look. But they will give it to Graham. Ray's going to dance around a little bit. Now he's got Sinceri to help him. Ray Graham across the 50, and the clock will stop at least long enough to move the chains in the first down.
Yeah, you think about clocking it right here and get your Hail Mary out there. Throw it to the end zone.
I'll tell you what, use the sideline quickly here at the bottom of the screen. You got a kicker that can boot field goals of over 50 yards. He's trying to get to the 40.
Yeah, Kevin Harper made a 58-yarder in warm-ups, but I'm not sure they're not going to have time now. Sinceri. And finally, South Florida gets a sack, and Pittsburgh can't get more points on the board before the break, but the Panthers still will go to the locker room with a 20-17 lead. And Ray Graham has been outstanding in the first half as we check in with Jen Brown, who's with Skip Holtz.
Thanks, Reese. Coach, the combination of Sinceri and Graham have been very effective here in the first half. How do you slow them down?
Very. I mean, especially with the way Sinceri's running the ball. He's an excellent quarterback, and Graham's as advertised. He's a special player, and he's doing some special things. We've got a challenge for our defense to, as I said at the beginning, rally to the ball and gang tackle, because he's going to make some people miss.
Now, you got 3 back there to get some momentum back. What adjustments do you want to see from your offense here in the second half?
Well, we got to get to the point where we're able to throw the ball a little bit but we were able to run it early, and they're turning low and loading the box. And right now, BJ's being really safe with the ball, which I love. He's not putting the ball in danger at all, but we got to get a little bit more of a passing game going, whether it's play action or drop back, but we got to get the ball moving.
All right, Coach. Thanks. Reese.
All right, Jen, so Skip's team down 20-17 as we head toward halftime here at Heinz Field, or the place that I like to call the house that Mark May built.
Mayday.
College Football Hall of Famer along with Lou Holtz coming your way at halftime momentarily. And boy, what a performance by Ray Graham. Over 100 yards in the first half. Pitt has a 20-17 lead as we join Wendy Nix.
Reese, thank you. And Mark May duly noting it's an uncharacteristically respectful Reese Davis tonight. So glad you could be here with us. Mark May, Lou Holtz, I'm Wendy Nix. South Florida looking for their fourth 5-0 start since joining the Big East. When we talked about the keys of this game, Mark, before they started, you said, and I quote, Ray Graham's got to touch the football. 25 times was the benchmark number. We're halfway there.
And that's the key for this offense. He's your best football player on the field, offensively or defensively, and he's got to have the ball in his hands. You hand him the football and let him do his thing. 13 carries in the first half for over 100 yards and a touchdown. 3 receptions for 28 yards. He's got great hands out of the backfield, and he's not a very big guy, but look at the power that he has to get into the end zone.
Yeah, but sincerely, the quarterbacks rush for almost 60 yards. Anytime you give up almost 300 yards and a half, your problem is not what they're doing, it's what you're doing. They're not playing very good defense. They don't tackle well, not in a good football position. It didn't look like the defense came to play. Fortunately, they're still in the ball game 20-17, but if they don't make some great adjustments at halftime, particularly mentally and physically, they aren't going to win the football game.
It is a big weekend coming up for unbeaten teams. In 5 cases, 2 undefeated teams will play each other. We're already talking about the showdown in Madison, the Big Ten opener and the newly expanded Big Ten, and they are getting set in Madison. Here's Bo Pelini talking about the Huskers.
Football's football. You have to execute what you're trying to get done, and you need to play well and do the things you've been taught to do by your coaches. Like everybody else out there, we're a work in progress. There's a lot more out there for us where we haven't even scratched the surface of what our potential is. And Saturday gives us another opportunity to test where we are, how far we've come, and try to get better.
In so many of these big games, it seems like it's about the quarterback, but perhaps especially so this weekend. When you look at Taylor Martinez, Mark, he's been effective, but his team has allowed that to happen. Tell us how.
They definitely do because they get their blocks down the field to play. And for Taylor Martinez, this is a quarterback with 6 runs of 20 yards or more, and 4 of those runs are 40 yards or longer. And the reason why is because he does a terrific job of ball handling. Here, the fake the inside to Burkhead. Nothing's there for the defense. They go for the fake. It opens up everything on the outside, and the receivers down the field to play get a hat on a hat. Tremendous job of blocking. It opens up the running lanes for Martinez. He picks up the huge first down.
Well, there's no doubt he's excellent, but I tell you, Russell Wilson can run the football also. People don't realize that. He's a quarterback for Wisconsin, transferred from NC State, but he also protects the football, throws the ball so well. The difference between he and Martinez, Russell Wilson is a threat with the ball or throwing the football.
It's the first top 10 matchup that Wisconsin has played in 2004. College game day, of course, will be in Madison for the Big Ten opener. Coming up, though, it's Speed Rush time. We do it on Thursday nights, and this week in particular, we have a lot to cover. We take a look at the issues that were and what we could have done differently.
When it comes to saving energy, we're off to a good start. But now it's time to go to the next level. So let's do a little detective work. Pick up what we need, roll out, caulk, and install. And pretty soon, we're seeing the fruits of our labor right there at our bottom line. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Owens Corning EcoTouch Attic Insulation is only $9.97 a roll.
Here, let me help you up. Thanks, man. Go. My fault. 2, 4, 6, 6. Who do we appreciate? Lakers! Nice job, Jordan. Nice job. Sorry that you lost that game, Malik. Hey, you wanna come to my house and play? Yeah.
There is going to be major fallout in a few hours.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout. In the race to find the rarest creature on Earth.
What's the big deal? Columbus, what's the big deal with that whole new world thing?
It's Steve Martin.
They're men. If they ever stop competing, they die.
Versus Jack Black.
I'm gonna kick his...
Versus Owen Wilson.
I wouldn't go out there. Hitchcockian. You bought me drinks and got what you wanted. Really?
You don't want to know. The Big Year. Rated PG. October 14th.
It's WWE's most savage structure. Designed by the devil himself. Built to torment. Hell in a Cell. Now, for the first time ever, a triple threat match enters Hell in a Cell. Alberto Del Rio, CM Punk, WWE Champion John Cena battle for the WWE Championship. It only happens once a year. WWE Hell in a Cell, live this Sunday on DirecTV pay-per-view.
Saturday, 6 o'clock Eastern on ESPN2. Number 13 Clemson on the road at number 11 Virginia Tech, hoping to make history by beating a third straight ranked opponent. As for the Hokies, the Tigers are the first team from an automatic qualifying conference they have played this season. It is time now for Speed Rush. You know the rules, but never hurts repeating. 2 minutes on the clock. I'll ask you a question individually. Quick answers, gentlemen. You cannot, there's no rebuttal, except you can get one timeout.
One timeout.
We
timeout.
We had trouble with this last week. We will keep count. So, Coach, I'm going to start with you. Let's start the clock. The Big East officials blew it in that Syracuse-Toledo game. What should have happened?
They should have gotten it right. There's no reason to miss an extra point or field goal. Mark and I are two officials. You'll notice they're always standing by the uprights there. I'm looking up. The ball goes up. Did it go outside or not? Mark does the same thing on it. There's no way you can miss it if it comes out here, period.
They did miss it.
But they shouldn't have.
What should have happened? They should have gotten it right. All right, Mark, with the addition of Texas A&M, the SEC reportedly wants the rule limiting a conference to 2 BCS teams lifted. What do you think?
I think they should be patient. I think right now, if you get to 16 teams, obviously, yes, it should be lifted. But at 13 teams, no. 14 teams may be in the discussion, but plain and simple, there's just not enough.
Time out.
That's one.
Why shouldn't the Bulls have the best teams available to make the best matchup, period? Whoever the best teams are, whoever the Bowl teams want, that's who they should have.
Good point. I don't agree with you because what's going to happen? You're going to have 4 SEC teams going to BCS games.
Stop the press. I got a scoop. Mark doesn't agree with me.
We talked about this earlier. When you two agree, it's for different reasons.
Yeah,
all right, Coach, back to you. Robert Griffin has more touchdown passes than incomplete passes. How impressive is that stat?
No, that's unbelievable. That's like Ted Williams batting .406 in 1841. Joe DiMaggio hitting 56 straight games. Here, 13 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, 85%.
Time out. DiMaggio and Williams, that was an entire season. He has only played 3 games. Yes, it's impressive, but come on. A quarter of the season.
Thus far, that is impressive to me. I mean, what he's done is unheard of. The same thing as they aren't going to break DiMaggio, they aren't going to break Williams.
Wow.
Time will tell. All right, Mark, through 1 month of the season, what team remains the biggest mystery?
South Carolina, because you don't know what you're getting. You know you're getting Marcus Lattimore, but what are you getting at the quarterback position? Steven Garcia is thrown for 3 touchdowns and 7 interceptions for this football team, Coach. What are you going to get out of the quarterback position when it gets tough in the fourth quarter? And you've got to have a quarterback make a play to win.
And they have won. They've won by giving the ball to Marcus Lattimore. They're going to be fine. The question I would have is about Virginia Tech. They really haven't been tested yet. They haven't played anything except 2 conference from the USA Conference, 1 from the Sun, and a Division II.
The question was my question.
No, I answered it.
All right, you get a little penalty.
That's a 5-yard penalty right there.
You know, very seldom do you feel bad for Steve Spurrier, but dealing with Garcia, you often do. Quickly, top 2 Heisman candidates for each of you. Mark?
I'd say Andrew Luck, and you've got to put Robert Griffin III in there because what he's done so far in the field of play.
I say Russell Wilson, I say Robert Griffin III, and I say Marcus Lattimore, the running back from South Carolina.
Top 2.
I hate to point out, but no, Coach, it was 2. Well, there's not much we can do. The jury has heard.
Put me in handcuffs.
We'll take you away. We got a second half coming up. B.J. Daniels with the rushing touchdown, his 3rd of the season, tied for the 2nd most for the Bulls, but his team trails by 3.
Distracted driving. It accounts for 25% of car crashes. Music, cell phones, food, the list goes on.
This is why safe driving is so important.
Correct.
And it's why the best agents help safe drivers get a lower rate.
Oh, exactly.
We are insurance.
We are farmers. Bum, ba, bum, 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 bum.
There's going to be major fallout in a few hours.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout.
In the race to find the rarest creature on Earth.
What's the big deal?
Columbus, what's the big deal with that whole new world thing?
It's Steve Martin.
They're men. If they ever stop competing, they die.
Versus Jack Black.
I'm gonna kick his...
Versus Owen Wilson.
I wouldn't go out there. Hitchcockian.
You bought me drinks and got what you wanted.
Really?
You don't want to know.
A big year. Rated PG. October 14th.
I've been doing this for 15 years. And when you dedicate your life to something, you expect something in return. I guess you could say this is the return. Welcome to my world, the world of Red Bull.
The Rockies run down the length of America like a backbone. And for almost 140 years now, that's where we've brewed our Coors Banquet beer, using only Rocky Mountain water and the best high country barley. That's something we refuse to change. And that's what having a backbone is all about. Coors, the Banquet beer.
Time now for our Dr. Pepper Conference Focus, and we take a look at the Big East. Its notable wins over other BCS automatic qualifying schools. Syracuse, Cincinnati, and West Virginia each bested teams from the ACC. However, no non-conference win for a Big East team may have been bigger than South Florida upsetting Notre Dame. Speaking of the Big East and teams leaving the conference, here's Dr. Lou.
Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, that's Dr. Lou. Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou. The doctor will see you now.
When you bring a group of people together, that's a start. When they stay together, that's progress. When they work together, that's success. And this axiom proves true whether you're talking about a business, a team, or a conference. Now, I went to school basically to eat my lunch, but even I can understand that there are certain schools not working with the other members of the conference in order to make it better. They're looking out for their own interests. Now, I don't dispute they have the right to do this, but that does not make it right. Doesn't anybody stop and look at the devastation it brings on the other schools in the conference who are left to pick up the pieces? People ask me all the time, what's the difference between athletes today and 40 years ago? I say the same difference in society. Today, everybody wants to talk about their rights and their privileges. 40 years ago, people talked about their obligations and their responsibilities. Harry Truman said, the freedom to swing your fist ends where the other guy's nose begins. Your freedom to do what you want to do ends when you have commitment and responsibility to other people. Now, a university is predominantly to educate the students, and athletics play a primary role in this. I learned more on a team than I ever did in the classroom, and there are thousands of athletes, both male and female, that would agree with that statement. Once upon a time, schools came together to form a conference because they had the same goals and desires academically, athletically, financially, and geographically. What changed? Follow the money. We would be so much better off if everybody would stop and say, what's the right thing to do, and then do it. Remember, there's never a right time to do the wrong thing. There's never a wrong time to do the right thing. See you next week.
Doctor! Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, that's Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou, Dr. Lou. The doctor is out.
Some tough talk from Dr. Lou. Tino Sinceres carried the ball pretty well tonight. A 9-yard rushing touchdown right here. He's got his team up by 3 at the half.
No one dreams of being almost remembered. Telling an average joke, going out with a whimper. We all aspire. So when we built the new Samsung Galaxy S2, we built it to be the best and brightest, with the most vivid screen out there, on our fastest phone ever. Because we're Samsung, and that's just the way we're wired. The Samsung Galaxy S2.
It's what they do. Acceptance.
You can't change the way banking works. Just accept it, man.
Free doesn't close at 5. Try nature.
It's a bank. What do you want, a hug? Just accept it.
Hidden fees, fine print, or they'll stick it to you some other way.
Stay with the herd, son. Accept it.
Accept it.
Accept it. Accept it.
If we miss this movie, you're dead.
If you're stuck accepting banking nonsense, you need an ally. Ally Bank. No nonsense, just people sense.
I host a pretty good game, but to be the best, I needed a little coaching.
That's where I came in. The world's best party needs the world's most refreshing beer. Stack that Coors Light. Make those mountains blue. You're dogging it, ding dong. Wake up. These are frost-brewed fundamentals. Work it, hit it. Gee whiz, Kyle.
When it comes to big refreshment, we could all use a little coaching. Frost-brewed Coors Light, the game's most refreshing beer.
Yes!
Coach?
Hold on, player. What? Why? I need to leave to watch the Eagles game.
Is that Backsass? Living room. Now. Watch and learn, young buck. It's on. Only NFL Sunday Ticket gives you your Eagles in every other game every Sunday right at home.
For real?
Do I look make-believe?
No. Wait,
Upgrade to NFL Sunday Ticket and get every game every Sunday only with DirecTV.
And the race for the chase continues. Tony Stewart has won not once but twice. Just the second driver to win the first 2 events of the chase. It continues Sunday at Dover. Coverage starts 1 o'clock Eastern with the NASCAR countdown leading you up to race time. There are 2 games on this Thursday night. Also in action, Houston and UTEP. Second quarter here. Joe Banyard can't hold on to the ball. Marcus McGraw picks it up and takes it 34 yards into the end zone. And Houston will take the 21-14 lead. Later in the second, Nick Lamison to Mike Edwards, and that will tie it up. It's 21-all at the half. Demetrius Murray, his 3rd rushing touchdown this season. South Florida with a bit of a comeback. It's 20-17 at the half.
What are your chances?
50-50.
It's not that bad.
Don't do it!
Kind of like a Klingon look.
You think that a girl's gonna go for me because I have cancer?
Yes! Nice head. Can I touch it?
You can do more than touch it.
I gotta go to sleep.
We have to be awake when they're awake. That's how we have sex.
Can you give me an approximate time when I'll be having sex?
95 minutes from now.
50-50. Rated R. In theaters tomorrow.
You ready for this? I just signed the whole family up for unlimited mobile-to-mobile minutes.
You're kidding.
No.
Where's that money coming from, Steve? Did it even cross your mind to ask your wife before signing us up for something so expensive? My mother was right. I should have married John Clark.
They were free. I got them when I signed us up for unlimited messaging.
Get more value from AT&T. Buy an unlimited messaging plan and call any U.S. mobile phone free. AT&T.
At Aviva, we wonder why other life insurance companies treat you like a policy, not a person. Instead of getting to know you, they simply assign you a number. Aviva is here to change all that. We're bringing humanity back to insurance and putting people before policies. Aviva Life Insurance and Annuities. We are building insurance around you.
Hey, down in front.
Mom, I can't see the movie.
That wasn't even the best part. Best game ever, hands down. Oh, I'm so glad we went.
Welcome back to Tailgate Week. Fired up by Kingsford Charcoal.
ESPN College Football Prime Time, served by Applebee's, who's serving up a little extra intensity tonight. The opening of conference play in the Big East. Pittsburgh with a 20-17 lead on South Florida. The Bulls ranked 16th and undefeated. A victory against Notre Dame, and Ray Graham riding a bicycle, and that's after Pittsburgh rode him for much of the latter stages of the first half. Over 100 yards rushing in the first half, and more effective just as well out of the backfield. Reese Davis, Craig James, Jesse Palmer, and Jen Brown with you. Ray Graham, you expect to see that. Tino Sinceri running the football, maybe not so much. As South Florida, I would assume, has to do something about that.
7 carries, 55 yards. I wasn't expecting that, and I'm sure USF wasn't, but that really has opened up Ray Graham. It's opened up the running game and the little swing passes. They've got to find a way to slow that down, especially Sinceri running the football.
I've been surprised at how physical Pittsburgh's been up front on the offensive line, minus their best offensive lineman and Lucas Nix at right guard. The reason Sinceri's had success, the reason Ray Graham has over 100 yards, they're blowing USF off of the football. I think the concern right now, if you're Skip Holtz, your defense has been on the field for 49 plays now in the first half. Conditioning will be a big concern in the second half.
All right, South Florida is going to get the ball to start the second half as we check out tonight's Home Depot coaching adjustment.
Well, it's all about Ray Graham. They've moved him around. The coaching staff has done an outstanding job of not letting USF square away on him. So they've got to find a way, wherever he lines up, to bracket this guy and keep him in front of him.
It's not just where he lines up on the field, Craig, but it's also his ability running the football and running out of the backfield into the passing game, whether it's swing routes, whether it's been in the flat option routes. We're going to see some screens in the second half thrown to him. Pittsburgh will find as many ways possible to get their best football player the ball in his hands.
And don't go to sleep on Devin Street, their receiver, nor Mike Shanahan, because that will hurt them to play action pass.
Underway in the second half. Lindsey Lamar, who had 2 kickoff returns for touchdowns last year, been followed up effectively. He stopped just short of the 30-yard line. As we take a look at the first half stats, now South Florida only allows 82 yards per game rushing, but Pittsburgh was able to put up a $155 in the first half.
Jen asked Skip Holtz before halftime what they were going to do on offense. Skip Holtz said they wanted to throw the football downfield. Because they've been able to run the football with success in the first half, they're going to have opportunities now in the play action game and try and hurt Pittsburgh deep downfield throwing the football.
Darrell Scott back at running back. Darrell had 36 yards first half, couple of nice runs, and he has the first carry the second half. Powers it up close to the 35-yard line. It'll be second down and a long 4.
You know what, again, coming out methodical. That was kind of the theme for their offense, wasn't it, Jesse? They never panicked in the first half, even though Pitt's offense was doing well at times.
And they're an explosive offense, Craig, but you're right. Patience, staying the course, running the football.
Scott in the backfield, it'll bring up third down. Miles Carrageen was the first one there.
South Florida has had a lot of success tonight on third down because of their ability to run the football on first and second. They were 6 of 9 on third downs in that first half. They're setting up a very manageable one again here, Craig.
And Pitt's been successful when they rush 3 and they drop those linebackers right back to the first down marker and keeping everything in front of them.
Seen Daniels scramble for it a couple of times. Blitz coming. BJ had to get rid of it, and it was effective, and it'll be 3 and out for South Florida. Todd Graham wanting a kick return unit on the field fast because Todd wants everything done fast.
So an adjustment there. Pitt's defense pins their ears back. They come after Daniels, and they make the play happen quicker than he wanted to.
Force him to get the football out of his hands. Now they're going to get an opportunity to get the football back in good field position.
Ronald Jones is deep. Justin Brockhouse-Kahn is the punter. His father, kicker in the NFL with the 49ers, Jeff Brockhouse. As Jones makes the fair catch at the 31-yard line. Jen Brown had a chance to speak with Todd Graham a while ago, Jen.
Thanks, Reese. That's right. I caught up with him. I asked him what he emphasized with his team coming, out of the half. He said he was so concerned with stopping Daniels on the zone read that they gave up way too many plays to the running back on the dive. He said he really wanted to try to slow them down and control that aspect. Also, a quick injury update. Lucas Nix, who we saw go down there in the first quarter, he will not be returning to the game. He is going to get an MRI on his knee.
It was tough news for the Panthers. Now they've lost both starting guards this season. Cameron Sadler fumbled the football and was very fortunate that Drew Carswell was right on the spot to cover it up for him.
Watching Sunseri throw the ball in pregame, we were sitting there, Jesse, and we said how impressive his arm strength was. Now, this is just one of those deals as a ball carrier. You got to fear that guy reaching out, slapping as you run by.
2nd and 1. Graham's first carry of the second half. It's up close to the 50-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
I think defensively for USF, they have to prioritize winning first down. They have to prioritize trying to push Pittsburgh into a 3rd and long situation. There's a face mask right there. It looked like it was missed.
1. Graham's first carry of the second half. It's up close to the 50-yard line, and it'll be a first down.
I think defensively for USF, they have to prioritize winning first down. They have to prioritize trying to push Pittsburgh into a 3rd and long situation. There's a face mask right there. It looked like it was missed.
D.D. Lattimore, who got away with it, and Graham squirts his way inside the 45-yard line, a pickup of nearly 7 on first down.
Here comes that tempo again. And then number 2, did you see how, as Graham made his moves to the left and right, he was going forward? I mean, that's a powerful guy. He's moving down the field. He's not staying in one place.
Zach Brown is checked in as Graham goes to the sideline. Zach has it. He pecks his way along the line effectively, and I believe he'll be very close to the first down. Looks as if he's got enough.
We talked earlier about Tino Sunseri having to change the way he thinks and change the way he plays in this new style of offense. This offensive line has had to change the way they play. For years under Dave Wannstedt, they're a smash-mouth unit. Now they've changed their footwork, moving more laterally, having tremendous success tonight.
Brown, gaping hole inside, gets down to the 35, and it's one of the problems. This is a very precise offense, and if you take a step and revert to old forms, the guys were telling us that that's one of the reasons they've been inconsistent at times.
And most defenses going against up-tempo offenses, they wait until the ball gets close to their sideline so they can substitute. It's been played away from that bench a lot tonight.
Sunseri again to Carswell, who recovered the fumble a moment ago in South Florida. Has him stopped at the 30-yard line, but the 30 is not enough to keep them from moving the sticks. Another first down for the Panthers.
This defense is very tired already here early in the second half. 55 plays now and counting. On that last play, the D line wasn't even set up when the ball was snapped.
Graham's back in the game. This time Graham is stopped for nothing.
And that's got to be the priority again for South Florida. Getting a win on first down, setting up 2nd and long, 3rd and long, making it difficult for Pittsburgh to stay on the field.
15, 16.
Look at Ryan Giddens. He is hands on the hips, heaving, trying to catch his breath as Sunseri throws on 2nd down, and he's got his man. It is Hubie Graham, and Graham has a first down inside the 15-yard line.
Jesse, while you made that comment a moment ago, I was counting down how long it took them from the whistle. They snapped the ball 19 to 20 seconds, and this defense is just out there, and they're not moving around, especially on the defensive line. A defense that averages 3 sacks a game. They're nowhere near that number tonight.
In fact, only have 1 in the first half, Craig. Pittsburgh getting the ball out of Sunseri's hands, and the shift drew Anthony Hill all the way into the backfield, but he gets back. Sunseri, Graham wide open, touchdown Pittsburgh. Hubie Graham's 2nd consecutive game with a touchdown catch, and Pittsburgh has an opportunity to push the lead to 10.
Trick formation they used for a touchdown pass against Iowa 2 weeks ago. We're going to draw that up for you when we come back after the break.
Kevin Harper on for the extra point, and Pittsburgh has pushed its lead to 27-17 against undefeated South Florida. Sunseri finds his tight end all by his lonesome in Pittsburgh with a great opening drive.
Applebee's 2 for $20 is back and fresher than ever. Whoa.
Hey, Chris. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
Ready to order?
Yep, 2 for $20.
1 appetizer, 2 entrees, and layers of fresh flavor. So, who's paying this week?
Call it in the air.
Tails.
Pony up, Palmer. So come on in for new favorites like new creamy chicken fettuccine carbonara, new bruschetta chicken, or classics like the 7-ounce house sirloin. That's 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, $20. You got off easy, my friend. It's the freshest 2 for $20.
Since 1894, Ameriprise Financial has been working hard for their clients' futures, never taking a bailout, helping generations achieve dreams, buy homes, put their kids through college, retire how they want to. Ameriprise, the strength of America's largest financial planning company, the heart of 10,000 advisors working with you, one-to-one, together, for your future.
At Cheez-It, we expect a lot from our cheese.
What are you doing?
Studying.
Studying?
Quantum physics. That's not mine. I don't know where that came from. Oh, is that a check? That's not a good check, is it?
What do you think?
It's a bad check. We take the time for our cheese to mature before we bake it into every delicious cracker. Because at Cheez-It, real cheese matters.
Undefeated ACC heavyweights meet for a pivotal showdown, and the Irish battle the Boilermakers. Saturday, Clemson, Virginia Tech at 6 on ESPN2, and Notre Dame, Purdue at 8 on ESPN. College football lives here.
This telecast is available in 3D, presented by Sony.
Pittsburgh up by 10. Jesse, show me a little newfangled version of the tackle eligible.
Pittsburgh's offense able to disguise a trick formation with the shift. This is left tackle Wantez Collins at the top of the screen. There's Hubie Graham at the bottom of the screen. Just going to be able to sneak him out. Defense thinks he's at left tackle, and he's uncovered by the receivers at the bottom of the screen, which makes him eligible to catch the pass. Beautiful design.
And because of the tempo of the offense, the defense is gassed out there. They don't recognize as easily as they would if it were a traditional offense. It all works hand in hand. Wear them out and then confuse them.
Ray Graham, Hubie Graham, big night so far. Good night for Todd Graham. His team up by 10, but South Florida has it back. It's Lindsey Lamar. Lamar, flag flying, but Lamar's got tremendous speed. Still on his feet. He's up across the 45 and near midfield, but the flag came sailing in and landed on the 23-yard line.
21 Jackson on the tackle.
Dennis Hennigan will have the call.
During the return, illegal block in the back, return team, 10-yard penalty, first down.
This is a point in the game here for Skip Holtz and his football team that they have to maintain their composure. Pitt's doing well offensively. There's clearly a block in the back. They can't afford to take away from a field position. A nice return by their guy. So they've got to maintain composure here.
South Florida's offense has something to prove. I was very skeptical coming into this game, considering they were held to only 254 yards against Notre Dame in week 1. They put up over 500 yards of offense 3 straight weeks, but did it against Ball State, FAMU, and UTEP. We're going to have to put something together here now in the second half, down 10.
Daniels on first down. Mark on the mark, and he gets out across the 25 to the 28, a pickup of 13. So they got some of that yardage back that they lost on the penalty. If not for the block in the back, they would have started on the 48. Instead, they started the drive on their own 13. They pick up 13 on first down. Another first down for the Bulls. DJ Daniels has a man. He's got Andreas Shields. Did he hang on to it? Maybe he did. And in 2 plays, the Bulls are back across the 45-yard line.
I really like that play that fakes the bubble screen. It makes it look like it's going to be a bubble screen, but the blockers move down the field. That's a good way of making the defense play back and respect the vertical game.
Well, you're talking about, Craig, it's an example of offensive coordinator Todd Fitch adding an extra wrinkle in this offense off of the zone read game, taking another look at this play. No,
that's incomplete.
Not a catch. That won't be a very long review either.
And I had it earlier. Pittsburgh and Devin Street, a very similar type ball in terms of it hitting the ground, and completion is going to bring it back, make it 2nd and 10.
And I love the play call because we have not seen South Florida attack this defense downfield, throwing the football. And it's an element that now they're going to have to add to try and keep Pittsburgh's defense on their heels.
I like how they set it up the play before. They ran the bubble screen. And then you come back the other side of the field, you fake it, you go deep. They're going to have to stretch it. They don't have to panic. But this is about composure. They have been running the ball. They can continue to be methodical, which really works to their benefit because they got to put that, their defense needs a break.
They have to understand offensively that Pittsburgh's defense, the Achilles heel has been the pass defense. 115th in the nation heading into tonight's game against the pass. So B.J. Daniels needs to be licking his chops with these wide receivers thinking, hey, we're going to have some opportunities now. We got to start dialing it up.
Review has taken a little longer than anticipated. From our vantage point, great camera work by our crew. Ball clearly hit the ground. Here's the call from Dennis Hennigan.
After further review, the pass hit the ground before the receiver gained possession. It is ruled an incomplete pass. It will be 2nd and 10 at the 28-yard line. Please reset the game clock to 10 minutes, 1 second.
You know, that's a lot of time. That's what takes a little while in the review. It's not so much whether the pass was caught or not. They have to establish the clock because the clock starts running again once the change was set for the first down. But now 10:01 on the clock and a 2nd and 10. Now staring at B.J. Daniels. Complete. That is Sterling Griffin, and Griffin has another first down. He's up close to the 45.
This Pittsburgh secondary is respecting Sterling Griffin in this game, and that's the 2nd time tonight now that B.J. Daniels has looked out, seen the cushion, and just taken what the defense has given him.
Daniels 10 of 18. Pressure coming from Taglianetti, and Daniels had to get rid of it and couldn't hook up with Evan Landy. It'll be 2nd down.
I like Keith Patterson, defensive coordinator, what he's doing. You know what? He has given different looks, and when he feels like maybe the momentum has changed, he brings the house. He forces Daniels to throw out of rhythm, and it's not accurate.
And he's had to simplify this defense. He wants to blitz 50 or 60% of the plays each and every game. Let's see if he dials it up more now in the 2nd half.
Good protection. Errol Scott. Short game. It'll be 3rd down and about 4, maybe 5 yards to go.
B.J. Daniels, they're proving his intelligence in this system now. Not forcing the football downfield when it's not open. Check it down to your running back. Make this 3rd down manageable now, 3rd and 4.
They've been 6 of 10 on 3rd down conversions tonight. Very successful because of good decisions on 2nd down.
Man to man.
Good pocket for Daniels. And he could not hook up with Stephen Bravo Brown. It'll be 4th down.
Timing looked off on that play. And one thing about these USF wide receivers, they're very young and inexperienced. You see B.J. Daniels showing leadership, talking to his sophomore wide receiver. Miscommunication there, probably on the receiver not being in the right spot.
And at half speed. It looked like they were methodically going about their routes. You got to get out there and move.
Pressure coming, and Pittsburgh almost got to that punt. And forced a short one from Justin Brockhouse-Kahn. The guy who almost got it was Andrew Taglianetti, who has 5 blocked punts in his career, but the pressure forced a 17-yard punt and gives the Panther offense, which has been red hot, great field position.
what if everything ran on gas? Then again, what if everything didn't? The 100% electric, zero gas Nissan Leaf. Innovation for the planet. Innovation for all.
Look around, you can't deny. All this here is paradise. I got the sun on my back, got the word at my feet.
For a refreshingly real ginger taste, grab a Canada Dry Ginger Ale. Real ginger, real taste. I can make that.
For 99 cents?
Probably not.
Our 99-cent chicken flatbread sandwiches, now in 2 bold flavors, only at Taco Bell.
ESPN's College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Universal Pictures' The Thing, in theaters October 14th. And Nissan, proud partner of the Heisman Trophy.
What great tradition here at Pitt. There's Dan Marino, Larry Fitzgerald, one of the greatest receivers in the history of the college game, and obviously a great one in the pros. This is the house at Mark Mayfield. Did you guys get a look at the picture without the helmet of Mayday a few minutes ago? I wish you'd go back to a little bit longer hair, a little different look from Mark's number lying in the rafters. But the gray would show too much.
Yeah,
so,
could he go back to that?
Well, it would grow. It'd just be white. Tino Sinceri to Mike Shanahan. Shanahan with short catch on first down. There's the old look from Mayday back in the Hogs days.
Without the glasses, just so different.
So happy.
Just looks
So
happy, joyous, not grumpy.
Sinceri wanted to run and then thought about tossing it, but Quentin Washington will have none of it. It'll be 3rd down and long.
Did you notice there that Sinceri didn't have success because they were coming off the corner and paying attention to the quarterback pulling that football? They weren't going to allow that 7-carry, 55 yards to happen again in the second half.
A bad throw on first down has now forced a 3rd and long situation for Tino Sinceri.
Sinceri on 3rd and long. Got a man out there. Let's see if he held it and stayed in bounds, and the official says yes. Cameron Sadler with a catch.
So important for a quarterback when scrambling to keep your eyes and your focus deep downfield. Tino Sinceri knows he's not going to go get this first down. Defender in front of him finds Sadler right on the sidelines, and a great job keeping his feet in bounds and securing the catch.
The ruling on the prior play is under further review.
I think that's not only a catch for the Panthers. I believe that would be a catch for the other occupant of this stadium, the Steelers. I think both feet were in.
How many times as a kid on the ball field that you stand over there and you play catch? We were doing it a couple of weeks ago, throwing the ball.
Yeah. We're at Wisconsin.
We're in Wisconsin. We were doing that. You know, keep the toes in, tap, tap. Great courage to stay in there knowing you're going to get hit.
Only 5'7", 170 pounds is Cameron Sadler. It just shows strong hands. Through contact, able to keep a toe down. Great focus and concentration. I'm very impressed with Tino Sinceri watching him. And we've talked about the struggles this offense has had through 4 games. We've talked about this being a new deal for Tino Sinceri. It's important to remind everybody out there, this is only his 5th start in this offense.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
So with that catch and going to the 45, Pittsburgh has now reached Bull territory all 8 possessions.
And Reese, they are 6 of 8 on 3rd down. So here's this USF defense. When they get a chance to somehow get this Pitt offense off the field, they've got to do it for 2 reasons. They're down, and number 2, they're tired.
They have to win right here, right now on 1st down.
Jack Brown. Brown has a lot of company in the backfield. He tried to stay up. He'll be hit for a loss. It'll be 2nd and long.
Again, The strength suit of South Florida is their speed on defense. You do not want to run east-west against this unit. Pittsburgh's success tonight has come when they've gone downhill and attacked them.
Well, save and accept, number one.
On the spin move on the outside.
Ray Graham can go outside. He can play a little game in the open field with him. And that's the guy who ought to get the football on this play.
Terry, a little heat from behind. Julius Forte has him. It'll be 3rd down and 13.
You saw number 34, D.D. Lattimore, right up at the line of scrimmage, taking away. Sinceri wanted to dump the ball to Ray Graham, but Lattimore took it away.
I'd make a personnel change right now if I was South Florida, and I'd get my best pass rushers on the field each and every snap. Julius Forte, Claude Davis, backup defensive ends with some of the best pass rushers. Bring the speed.
We've got Forte. No Davis as of yet. Graham's got it, and he's got space in front of him. Michael Linares is chasing. He'll never catch him, and it's a 1st down for Pittsburgh inside the 35.
That guy's a baller. Bottom line. There's a scout from Seattle here at halftime. I was just talking to him, and he said, hey, I'm here, and I'm watching Ray Graham, number 1. Wow, what a kid. Give it to him in open space.
I knew he was going to get that 1st down right there at the 50. And it was obvious. You don't have enough white helmets surrounding him. He's not going down right away. A nice job by Sinceri finding him when everything's covered downfield.
Graham reverses field. He can't turn the corner. He's got a wall. Inside the 10-yard line, D.D. Lattimore stopped him, but it'll be 1st and goal for Pittsburgh.
Well, this goes back to the fundamental problem for USF. They're tired. The tempo of Pitt's offense has worn them out. Ray Graham has not faltered in his conditioning.
Another problem South Florida is having is they can't find Ray Graham. At 5'9", he's able to hide behind those offensive linemen. And Mike Shanahan getting a great block on the perimeter downfield, adding yards to that carry.
29-yard run gives Ray a $147 on the night. Got it again. Inside the 5, it'll be 2nd and goal.
Maybe what's most impressive about Ray Graham is his conditioning. Because this defense is getting worn down, but they keep feeding him the football each and every play. He's being force-fed, and now, finally, just now, he takes himself out of the game.
This is a good substitution because the last thing you want to do is have a fatigued ball carrier go in right at the goal line and fumble it.
Well, Zach Brown was banged up earlier tonight. He's back in. Brown's got it. Zach Brown plows his way in. Touchdown, Pittsburgh. So Graham did a lot of the work to get him down there. Brown paid it off, and Pittsburgh, with the extra point, is going to stretch this lead to 17. Little bobble on the hold, no problem for Harper as he knocks it through. Well, the fans had been a little impatient. They'd wanted the high-octane offense that Todd Graham had promised upon his arrival in the Steel City. Guess what? It's arrived. Pittsburgh 34, South Florida 17.
ESPN Films presents Renee, Tuesday at 8 on ESPN.
Babe, hundreds of passengers. Emergency crews are prepared. They're in place. All we can do now is watch. Wait a minute. There's a truck. Tough to tell from here, but whoever is driving that truck is right below the plane now. This is just unbelievable. The broken landing gear landed into the bed.
The mid-size Nissan Frontier with full-size payload and towing. Innovation for doers. Innovation for all.
Everyone has a dream, but sometimes your future can be a bit hard to see. That's why the principal created the Dream Catcher, a new online tool to help imagine the life you want someday in pictures. You can organize, prioritize, and plan. Then, with more than 130 years' experience, we can manage your investments to help make your dream reality. Visit dreamagain.com or ask your advisor. It's time to dream again with the principal.
If you're looking at a home security system, or even if you already have one, ADT can give you so much more. Now you can easily arm and disarm your system right from your cell phone, even turn on your lights. You can also count on fast alarm response from our advanced network of monitoring centers, plus great local service, ADT's theft protection guarantee, and a money-back guarantee if you're not completely satisfied. And you can get all this and more for just over $1 a day. A single ADT system can help protect you from burglary, fire, and high levels of carbon monoxide. When an alarm is received, ADT responds quickly, calling local authorities for help. You can even add new technology, like ADT Pulse Interactive Solutions. Now you can know what's happening in your home by actually seeing it on your cell phone or computer. Even if you already have a security system, it's easy to add ADT monitoring. Get ADT's Quick Connect Plus system installed for $99.
It's peace of mind that can also save your life.
ADT, always there.
2 second-half drives, 2 touchdowns for Pittsburgh. They're up 34-17.
How about that Pitt offensive line and Corey King getting his second start, replacing Chris Jacobson over on the left side. Watch the big fella. Jesse, this offensive line's done their job tonight.
He's 320 pounds, able to use that weight, just move these players off the ball. They've been doing it all night. It's funny that they're having to play more laterally in this system with finesse and footwork. But at the end of the day, they were recruited here to be a smash-mouth offensive line under Dave Wanstead, and they've been that tonight.
One thing's for certain, Dave Wanstead has a locker room full of talent that he recruited here to Pitt. And there's a lot of good football players here.
Lindsey Lamar briefly had a crease. He stopped short of the 30 as we check in with Wendy Nix.
Reese, thank you. SportsCenter right now, presented by Coors Light. Peyton Manning tells ESPN's Rick Riley that while he misses his playing time and his teammates, his neck feels the same. In his absence, the Colts are preparing for the possibility that Curtis Painter will start Monday night in Tampa, with Kerry Collins experiencing concussion-like symptoms.
All right, Wendy. Certainly look forward to seeing Peyton back at some point. The Bulls, Demetrius Murray. Murray gets a first down carry across the 40, and now inside 5 minutes to go in the third quarter. The fourth quarter has been a problem for Pittsburgh. They've been outscored 49-24 in the fourth. As we get closer to there, they blew a 27-10 lead in the fourth quarter against Iowa and lost 31-27. So the challenge now on the fellas in black to come up with a stop. Demetrius Murray, 2 carries, 2 first downs. South Florida in Pittsburgh territory at the 45. Andreas Shields getting a good block.
But the sense of urgency now has to go up for USF's offense, particularly because their defense is tired. They haven't been able to stop Pittsburgh on the last 2 drives. BJ Daniels showing his composure before this drive, laughing and joking on the sidelines. He's poised.
Murray inside the 40, and he has found some running room. It'll be second and about 3.
And a very explosive offense. We talked about it in the first half, but a reminder, in the last 3 games, 12 touchdown drives of less than 2 minutes. There's plenty of time for them to get back in this game.
Pittsburgh showing pressure. Daniels left it. Pittsburgh snuffed out the run, a loss of 2. It'll be 3rd and 5.
We're seeing defensive coordinator Keith Patterson now make adjustments. There's been more pressure in the second half, trying to force B.J. Daniels to make a decision with the football quicker.
And forcing his players to play. Don't sit back, go.
South Florida 6 of 11 on 3rd down, and this is as big a one as they face tonight.
Man-to-man.
Pressure. Inside, they get it to Mark, and Mark is tripped up. An excellent tackle by Jared Holley. Kept Mark from getting the first down. It'll bring up 4th down.
That comes from having a defense that is smart and aware of where the ball is supposed to go, feeling it, and going to the receiver.
It's just a great tackle and a great play call against man-to-man blitz defense. Victor Mark, a former running back, on the catch. Now here you go. I think speed option here to the bottom of the screen. B.J. Daniels wanted to play like the pre-snap look.
Well, Pittsburgh was in a mess in terms of personnel substitutions. Todd Graham is letting Todd Thomas have it on the sidelines. He was late getting onto the field and uses a timeout on this 4th and 2. We'll quickly check in with Wendy Nix.
It's time now for the AT&T All-America Player of the Week. Cowboys quarterback Brandon Whedon was 47 of 60, 438 yards and 2 touchdowns as Oklahoma State rallied from behind to beat Texas A&M. Text your vote for the AT&T All-America Player of the Week to 55862 for a chance to win a trip to the national championship game.
Now, Wendy, Whedon's performance had Mike Gundy dancing in the locker room. If you've seen that online, Mike's going to be with us in the studio this weekend with college football as the Cowboys take the week off. Pittsburgh and South Florida not taking off. 4th and 2 coming for the Bulls.
Best player on USF's team is the quarterback, B.J. Daniels. Keep the ball in his hands.
They do. He's got company in the backfield, but B.J. still on his feet. And now he's not. And Todd Thomas, the guy who just got an earful from Todd Graham about the substitution late, makes the tackle in the backfield, and Pittsburgh has it back.
I had mentioned speed option before that timeout was called. Pittsburgh's defense anticipating the speed option to the outside, and you're seeing a fresh defense with fresh legs, lots of speed, and tons of aggression. And not only do they get the football back, but because they forced such a big loss, this offense now that hasn't been stopped in its last 2 possessions now gets the ball back at midfield, adding fuel to the fire.
Jones coming in motion on the pitch, and Jones, the freshman, loses it, and now he's got a problem. And now he may be out of a problem. Ronald Jones turned disaster into a 1-yard game. That is the longest 1-yard run you'll see.
This was going to be a pass down the field. The offensive line, they had set up pass blocking. Now we've seen a couple of botched exchanges on gimmicky plays coming around.
Ronald Jones threw a touchdown pass against Iowa 2 weeks ago. The breaks have not gone for Pittsburgh early this year. They did on that one.
And Graham slipped as he hit the hole. He might have picked up half a yard. It'll be 3rd and long. And here is Thomas, who made the stop on B.J. Daniels a moment ago, and he's in a great deal of discomfort. They are attending to him on the sideline. South Florida making substitutions, trying to get fresh bodies on that defensive line.
Watch for Graham isolated on linebackers here through the middle.
Here he comes. Chinseri's not looking for him. And Tino almost threw an interception. He was trying to get it to Devin Street. Quentin Washington got hands on it. It'll be 4th and 8.
That was a nice play by Devin Street to turn into the defensive back to prevent this from being an interception. Squatting on the receiver. Comes out of the break. Washington, questionable whether he'd play in this ball game. Nice job of breaking that up.
And this is the first time we've seen Matt Yaklick, the Pittsburgh punter. Evan Landy is returning the punt. Terrence Mitchell usually returns punts for South Florida, but he's missing this game with a concussion. Landy is the guy Skip Holtz calls fair catch Landy. Let's see if that's what Evan does. He won't have to as Yaklick puts it into the end zone. And South Florida will have it back on its own 20-yard line. Saturday night, the Big Ten Conference game debut for Nebraska, and what a setting it will be at Camp Randall Stadium. Taylor Martinez and the Huskers against Russell Wilson and the Badgers. A couple of top 10 teams on Saturday Night Football presented by Southwest Airlines. Part of Tailgate Week fired up by Kingsford Charcoal. It's on ABC at 8.
If you could give an award for transfer of the year, it would go to Russell Wilson of Wisconsin. Did an excellent job throwing the football this year. 2nd in the nation pass efficiency. That black shirt defense, very uncharacteristic this year, giving up a lot of big plays in the passing game. Jared Crick, their best player on defense, may not go this weekend.
Daniels on 1st down to Sterling Griffin. Griffin. It's across the 45-yard line for the 1st down. Jason Hendricks pushes him out of bounds. And you know, to the point, Jesse, about Nebraska, if Crick goes, one of the reasons the Black Shirts have had trouble, they haven't had Crick, Levante David, and Alfonso Dennard on the field at the same time yet this year.
The 3 best players.
All the more important for Russell Wilson to just continue to do what he's done. Distribute the football. Don't try to do things on his own. I think if he wins, he jumps at the top of the Heisman race.
I totally agree with you. Jared Holley is there. coming on the safety blitz, and he's got B.J. Daniels for a loss. It'll be second and a long way in the final minute of the third.
Pittsburgh's defense is now doing an excellent job disguising their coverages, moving players around, trying to confuse B.J. Daniels in the pre-snap and post-snap reads. They showed blitz from the bottom of the screen, but brought Jared Hawley from the top to get the sack.
Over the screen, Darryl Scott has a blocker. Scott goes through a couple of tackles and picks up some of that yardage. It'll be 3rd and 13 as we go inside half a minute here in the third quarter.
Todd Graham's background is as a defensive coordinator. He understands defense, and he knows how to make adjustments. He's very smart. You see where that pressure's coming from? The outside, it's keeping Daniels and company inside.
And Pittsburgh has to use another timeout. Again, problems with their personnel package and getting right players on and off the field. But better to burn a couple of timeouts in the third quarter when you're up 17 as opposed to when you're down 17.
Don't let that momentum swing on you, right? And that's to your point, Reese, you said just a moment ago about their loss, having a big lead against Iowa. This is a football team, Jesse, that's a few plays away from being 4-0.
They have a great player in Ray Graham, and they have a chance to at least be 3-2 after tonight because of the way he's played. Whether it's been running the football, whether it's been catching the football, the best player on offense for Pittsburgh has touched it all night long. They're finding ways to get him involved. He's been complete.
He's made Tony Sinceri look really good. Tino Sinceri is a guy that's come out and said, hey, I got number one behind me. I'm going to let him have it. And USF had no answer for Ray Graham through the 3/4 of this football game.
You know, Tino told me yesterday he knew, he heard the criticism out there. He handled it well and shook it off, but he knew this was an important game tonight to get the offense going, and Graham's been a huge part of that. Almost 200 yards in scrimmage tonight combined. As B.J. Daniels has to throw it in a hurry. Stephen Bravo Brown not close to catching it, and it's another 4th down punting situation.
Pittsburgh has found their rhythm on defense now. They're bringing the house, forcing the football out of B.J. Daniels' hands quickly.
And the receivers haven't given him an option quickly. They've run deep routes. 3 receivers, nobody broke off and gave him somewhere to go.
Showing you the youth and inexperience at the position.
Rockhouse Khan. Jones fair catches it, he muffs it. And yet another bounce going Pittsburgh's way. There's a bull right there, but Jones, the freshman, was able to jump right on top as we come to the end of the third quarter. Pittsburgh has had its troubles in the 4th, but now a 17-point lead. Can they hold it against South Florida? You'll see when you come back.
Saturday Night Football on ABC. Nebraska, Wisconsin, 8 Eastern.
Excuse me, am I in the right place?
Yeah.
This is the bar exam study crew?
Of course. Look, what's this bar mean?
Coors Light is cold?
And this bar?
Means it's super cold?
Congratulations. You passed the bar exam.
Nice.
Introducing new Super Cold Activation from Coors Light. With 2 stages, you'll know when your beer goes from cold to super cold.
Oh. Hey, that's my beer.
So sweet.
Frost Brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer.
Home sweet home.
Here we go again. Pedal to the metal, now we coming in the wind. Every day we gotta go secure another win. Every time we put it down, the whole world knows that's how we.
On Fast 5, October 4th. If insurance was sold in the grocery store, it'd be easier to compare. You think these all cost about the same. They all give safe drivers a discount. But what's this? Only Allstate gives safe drivers something more. A bonus check. Every 6 months, you drive accident-free. So what's it going to be? Eeny, meeny, miny, or more? Shop less, get more. Make one call to an Allstate agent.
Call Allstate now, and you'll also get a free lifetime membership in Good Hands Roadside Assistance.
Hey, ladies. Why don't you educate me on why you're not watching the Packers?
I got cable. We don't get the Packers in Miami.
Oh, boo-hoo. Ow! It's on! Only DirecTV lets you watch your favorite team every Sunday, no matter where you live. Looks like we're done here.
Oh, man. This is dry clean only.
Don't miss your last chance to get NFL Sunday Ticket included at no extra charge.
I'm a Wrangler guy. Always have been, always will be.
Wrangler 5-star premium denim jeans. For long-lasting comfort and value, the right choice is Wrangler. Real, comfortable jeans. Available at Walmart.
Go live from ESPN. You can catch every incredible upset and every wild finish as it happens. Saturdays noon to midnight. Available on Time Warner Cable, Verizon Fios, and Bright House Networks, and streaming live on Watch ESPN.
Breaking news. Mortgage rates hit new record lows of 3.75%. In the time you're watching this commercial, you could call LendingTree, where customers save an average of $353 a month. Call LendingTree at 1-800-480-9031 today.
Tonight's Power Plays brought to you by the movie Real Steel in theaters October 7th. The crowd enjoying a stirring rendition of Sweet Caroline as we head to the fourth quarter here at Heinz Field. Reese Davis, Craig James, Jesse Palmer, and Jen Brown. Glad to have you with us on a Thursday night. Big East opener for both teams. South Florida off to a 4-0 start as perhaps the rain starting to fall on the paying customers here at Heinz. South Florida has lost its Big East opener in 2 of the last 3 years, and they're trailing by 17 headed to the fourth. Sinceri had pressure from behind and couldn't get it out to Graham. It'll be 2nd and 10. Anthony Hill got a hand on it.
Pittsburgh's offense can end this game right now. 2 weeks ago, they had a 17-point lead going into the fourth quarter against Iowa. The team allowed Iowa to score 21 straight points. Part of that was because the defense was tired, but part of that was because the offense could not execute and keep drives sustained to score points.
There he is right there. That's how you end the game.
Give it to Ray Graham. Sinceri kept it. Tino's hit for a loss, and it'll be 3rd and long. Anthony Hill back there for the 2nd straight play.
Tino must not see our telestration up here.
Well, Tino's had a really good night running. He's like, hey, my turn.
Easy, big fella. Filling your oats out there now. Stay within yourself.
3rd and 17.
Know your game.
And Devin Street hasn't caught a ball tonight. Sinceri approaching the 200-yard mark. Draw. Quick little gift to Graham. And he gets some of the yards back. It'll be 4th down.
For the rest of the game, the rest of this quarter, if I'm Pittsburgh on offense, I don't know if I'm throwing the football again. I'm keeping it on the ground. My offensive line has been physical. They've been dominant. Ray Graham has been dominant. Try throwing the football on 1st down. Stop the clock. They're now allowing the football back into B.J. Daniels' hands. If I'm Calvin McGee, Michael Norvell, co-offensive coordinators, I'm thinking about force-feeding Ray Graham and Zach Brown the football now in this fourth quarter.
Matt Yaklick to punt it away. Evan Landy standing at his 40. Pressure. Landy catches it, hit immediately. Taglianetti is a special teams demon for Pittsburgh. 34-17, the Panthers have the lead. Pittsburgh has a history of losing leads in the fourth. B.J. Daniels rally his team. We'll see when you come back.
Okay, this is it, the Built Ford Tough Sales event. And in this corner, America's most fuel-efficient pickups. Featuring Super Duty with best-in-class payload, towing, and MPGs. Make way for the undisputed 34-year heavyweight champ Ford F-Series, delivering a knockout combination the contenders can't match. And now, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another grand toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth.
For breakfast, try our tasty chicken biscuit.
I like to make my own investment decisions.
Excuse me, what is that?
Oh, I'm a Fidelity customer.
Okay, but what does it do?
Well, it gets me the tools and research I need to help me make informed decisions. With Fidelity, I can invest in stocks, bonds, all at a great price.
Wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Fidelity Investments. Turn here.
The American Garage, the Taj Mahal of overhaul. Whether it's your place or the pro's place, more of them count on the trusted advice at AutoZone than ever before. Parts are just part of what we do.
Get in the zone.
AutoZone.
When it comes to saving energy, we're off to a good start. But now it's time to go to the next level. So let's do a little detective work. Pick up what we need, roll out, caulk, and install. And pretty soon, we're seeing the fruits of our labor right there at our bottom line. More saving, more doing. That's the power of the Home Depot.
Owens Corning EcoTouch Attic Insulation is only $9.97 a roll.
A little less than 2 weeks ago, Pittsburgh was in a similar situation against Iowa, up 17 in the fourth quarter, but James Vandenberg threw 3 touchdown passes to rally the Hawkeyes from the deficit. Sinceri picked off by Micah Hyde late, and Iowa won it 31-27. Then last Saturday, Notre Dame down 5 when Tommy Rees led an 11-play drive, 8 for 8 on the drive before throwing the winner to Tyler Eifert. And the Fighting Irish won it 15-12. So now the Panther defense with another opportunity, but the pressure is squarely on the South Florida offense right now, and they haven't produced anything in the second half. E.J. Daniels, Brandon Lindsey's after him, and he got him.
One of the reasons that Pitt, their defense hasn't given up and let up any is because their coordinator has gone out and said, let's get after him. Keith Patterson had just said, let's put the pedal to the metal. He's brought the blitz, and it's opened up this defense.
Lindsey, extraordinary pass rusher, his 4th sack on the season. Here he comes again. Daniels right down the middle, and a tremendous defensive play by Todd Thomas. Saw Todd shaking up a few moments ago. He made a great play. It's 3rd and 17.
I think this defense now is pinning its ears back, up by 17 points, anticipating B.J. Daniels throwing the football. A great play there by Todd Thomas, who was banged up a little bit earlier in the game. But we mentioned Brandon Lindsey. Key guy here, number 7 at the bottom of the screen. They found his natural position. First 2 weeks, he was a stand-up linebacker. They put his hand back down on the ground. He had 10 sacks last year. The best pass rusher on this defense.
Daniels just 1 for 6 on 3rd down, and he needs 18 here. Throwing it up deep, got a man out there, but unable to find the ball quickly enough was Ruben Gonzalez, the freshman from Tampa, and it'll be 4th and 17.
But the pressure, it changes the rhythm of the offense. It forces the throw before the wide receiver's ready to read his route, the quarterback before he's ready to let the football go. That's why you see that coming.
And the quarterback and receivers are not on the same page. B.J. Daniels sees the pressure. The sense of urgency is there. It's getting it out. Receivers, though, just look like they're jogging downfield, not playing fast.
The last 2 third downs.
Yeah.
No coordination.
Cameron Sadler now in after Jones muffed that last punt. Makes the catch just over the 30-yard line. So B.J. Daniels, a little bit of a frustrating second half. Goes up and gives a little knock on the noggin to Thomas.
Applebee's 2 for $20 is back and fresher than ever. Whoa.
Hey, Chris. Hi, Jesse.
Hey.
Ready to order?
Yep, 2 for $20.
1 appetizer, 2 entrees, and layers of fresh flavor. So, who's paying this week?
Call it in the air.
Tails.
Pony up, Palmer. So come on in for new favorites like new creamy chicken fettuccine carbonara, new bruschetta chicken, or classics like the 7-ounce house sirloin. That's 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, $20. You got off easy, my friend. It's the freshest 2 for $20 yet, only at Applebee's. Now serving half-price appetizers late night.
Ford Fusion has now been named the most dependable mid-size car by J.D. Power and Associates. We go to Kimberly.
Any thoughts on this news?
I have no idea what's going on.
We are out.
What was that? They told me that it's the most dependable mid-size sedan, and they ran back into their little box.
Tomorrow is Transformers Friday.
Fire! We gotta move! Hey, here we go!
Transformers, a Michael Bay film. Own it on DVD and Blu-ray combo pack tomorrow.
This is Jet's Pizza, Sterling Heights, Michigan. In here, food is inspected, perfected, and occasionally rejected. With a customized mobile app developed with AT&T, Jet's food inspectors can share data in real time. So what used to take 2 weeks now takes 2 hours. Faster feedback means better food and happy people. It's a network of possibilities, helping you do what you do even better. Call AT&T and see what we can do for your business.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is served by Applebee's fresh new 2 for $20 and in part by Ford. Drive one.
Back here in Pittsburgh, this is the Duquesne Incline. It's an inclined plane railroad. It's located in Pittsburgh's South Side neighborhood. It scales Mount Washington. It's completed back in the 1870s. 800 feet long, 400 feet in height. The incline's about a 30-degree angle, which is about 30 to 40 degrees lower than the angle of the uphill battle facing South Florida right now. And Ray Graham turns a corner, and Graham has a first down. He gets it into Bull territory, and Pittsburgh's taking control of the game with a 20-yard run.
Watch the patience of understanding where the blockers are, staying behind them and hidden, and then getting north.
How about Corey King, the left guard, pulling around, sealing the edge in his second career start? If you're Pittsburgh, keep running the football.
And they do. Ray Graham. Ray's got a chance. Inside the 20-yard line, he'll rip off about 30 more. Graham over 200 yards on the night.
Okay, so you know what that means, Reese? He has over 700 yards now in 5 games. This guy is getting off in this season, taking advantage of Tino Sinceri having the ability to run and throw. He's their offense.
Great job by Pittsburgh dialing the same running play. They just ran the play before. Why not do it again? If they can't stop it, don't stop running it.
Jack Brown, can't stop him either. Inside the 10-yard line, Brown, I believe, will have enough for the first down. It'll be 1st and goal.
Pittsburgh wants to have a physical identity. Even though they're a spread offense, that doesn't mean they have to be a finesse offense. They can still beat you up and wear you down late in games up front.
You combine the ability to run with the tempo that they have, they will absolutely flabbergast defenses trying to keep up with them.
Graham's back in. Ray untouched. Wow. South Florida is gassed.
Wow.
And they're done. Pittsburgh hits 40.
This is a counter play that on it's been raining now, a wet turf. You see the way that Graham cuts over the shoulder pads, no slip, and got right back north. That's get rid of the dance and go north.
Harper puts it through, and Pittsburgh, who came into this game 2-2, up 41-17 on the 16th ranked team in the country. Panthers on their way to a 1-0 Big East start thanks to number 1.
ESPN Monday Night Football, Colts Buccaneers at 8:30.
Okay, this is it, the Built Ford Tough Sales event. And in this corner, America's most fuel-efficient pickups. Featuring F-150 with exclusive EcoBoost technology that delivers the power and MPGs the so-called contenders can't. Plus, it's ranked highest in initial quality in its class. Now that's a 1-2 knockout punch. On F-150, get 0% financing for 60 months, plus another grand toward your trade-in on top of what it's worth.
This is $100,000. We asked total strangers to watch it for us.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'll be right back.
They didn't take a dime. How much in fees does your bank take to watch your money? If your bank takes more money than a stranger, you need an ally. Ally Bank. No nonsense, just people sense.
Texas Pete wing sauce.
Bird brains.
There's going to be major fallout in a few hours.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout.
In the race to find the rarest creature on Earth.
What's the big deal? Columbus, what's the big deal with that whole new world thing?
It's Steve Martin.
They're men. They never stop competing, they die.
Versus Jack Black.
I'm gonna kick his...
Versus Owen Wilson.
I wouldn't go out there. Hitchcockian.
You bought me drinks and got what you wanted.
Really?
You don't want to know.
A big year. Rated PG. October 14th.
Saturday night on ESPN2, we'd like to welcome Virginia Tech to the 2011 season after playing 4 less than stellar games. Not stellar performances, but the level of competition. They get some competition when Dabo Swinney brings his Clemson Tigers in. 6 o'clock Eastern time on ESPN2. You can see it on ESPN3 as well. Of course, Notre Dame and Purdue will play on ESPN at 8. Ray Graham has plenty of reason to celebrate. 220 yards on the ground tonight, 42 more receiving. He has cut up the USF defense 41-17. Panthers have the lead. Lindsey Lamar returning the kickoff. Bulls are trying to get something going with 11:23 left as we check in with Wendy Nix.
Reese, thank you very much. There's another game tonight. Houston and UTEP. You have 41. Well, how about this? Joe Banyard, a 68-yard touchdown run, and at the time, it will pull UTEP within 3, but it's a shutout. Houston on top, 41-35.
All right, Wendy, and Houston's had a couple of close calls. Darryl Scott with the hurdle. It's been a bit of a patented move for him in the past. He's coming out of high school as he gets up to the 50-yard line.
Showing you his best LeGarrette Blunt.
That's what I was saying right here.
Absolutely. Big 240-pounder. Of course, as you're a defensive back, you want to take him low. You're not going to take him high. You got to have that move in your arsenal. I know, Craig, you had it.
Scott rips off 14 more in the big 235, 240-pounder as Pitt is saying they have the football. I believe the officials see if they're going to mark it down. Scott's pleading his case, and the officials are having a summit meeting about it.
Going on the field is a fumble and recovery by Pittsburgh.
Okay. Another insult to the injury for Skip Holtz's team as Scott had a big run, lowered his shoulder. Yep.
Yeah.
Ball came out.
Yep. These officials have done an outstanding job tonight in this ball game.
Jared Hawley, the safety who forces this football, has had a great game also. He's gotten pressure in the backfield, blitzing B.J. Daniels. He's made stops in the open field. How about right here, putting his hat right on the football, dislodging it from Darryl Scott. This is a defense that had really struggled to gain turnovers. Only 4 takeaways coming into this game.
It's been a frustrating night. They're going to look at it again.
I like how Skip Holtz is handling himself. You know he's frustrated. You know he's disappointed, most importantly. But it's a long season. It's a game, and he has a lot of games to go. So, and he's got a talented team with a good quarterback.
I like how his quarterback, B.J. Daniels, is handling himself. I think he's really kind of shown his maturity here in the second half when things haven't gone so well. As you take a look again at Darryl Scott's, what was ruled a fumble, it looks to me like that's clearly came out.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't think his knee was down, which could really be the only thing that they're looking at. So now South Florida on its second half possessions. They had 4 punts, loss of downs, and apparently a turnover.
And going back to B.J. Daniels, Craig, you and I called some of his games 2 years ago in similar situations when things weren't going his way. And we saw him yelling at wide receivers.
After further review, the ruling on the field is confirmed.
Yelling at wide receivers in a game against Cincinnati, in a game against Rutgers later his freshman year, things not going well, standing by himself on the sidelines. I think tonight, being a much better leader and showing his maturation process.
I think that's a direct result of Skip Holtz. The respect that he has from Daniels is showing in a game like this. This is a disappointing game for all of them.
Ray Graham, one of the few times tonight, is hit immediately. Elkino Watson, freshman from Miami, stopped him. It'll be 2nd and long.
And now if you're Pittsburgh, you should slow down, take your foot off the gas on the tempo, and use this play clock to its entirety.
Zach Brown checks in, so 2 running backs now. The backfield with Tino Sinceri.
Now that just feels awkward.
Yeah, you know, we can breathe.
You know, players standing around the field like I'm looking for a timeout. But when you're snapping the ball, trying to at least, 18 seconds after you've been tackled from the previous play, the tempo is dizzying, and it really spent that USF defense tonight.
Graham. Back just past the original line of scrimmage. It'll be 3rd down and 8. This is the type of night that Todd Graham had been hoping for from his offense. He said they were close, and tonight they've made plays.
They've taken a step in the right direction, but this offense is still a work in progress. They're still not stretching the field vertically in the pass game the way they were at Tulsa under Todd Graham, but they were physical at the point of attack. They dominated in the running game, limited turnovers, limited penalties, step in the right direction. They're not there yet.
Right.
But they're getting there.
3rd down and 7. Sinceri wanted to throw the screen, came back to Cameron Sadler. First down for Sadler. Sadler gets into Bull territory. And the clock will roll on. Cameron will collect his headgear, and Pittsburgh will snap it again.
I love it. Double screen. He's got the option first to the left. It's covered up. He goes back to the right side to the double screen. How often do you see that? And then have 2 players capable of making big plays on either side of the field.
And it forces more pressure and stress on the defense, forcing them to run east and west. Yet another way they stretch the field horizontally. Yet another way they tire your defense down.
South Florida gave up more than 500 yards to Notre Dame, and now they've given up 500 to Pitt. Couple more for Graham on first down. So the Panthers are going to get off to a 1-0 start in the Big East. Here's what they have ahead, a little homecoming date with Utah coming up in a couple of weeks after they go to Rutgers a week from Saturday.
Well, I believe after this ball game here, Todd Graham, his team will have a lot of confidence. They'll now look forward with what they can do offensively. They won't have to answer the questions to the fans about the tempo.
It's a great point you make, Craig, because Todd Graham has to build trust with his team. You have to remember, a lot of these guys loyal to Dave Wanstead, who recruited them. The only way you build that trust is with success and with results.
On national TV, Thursday night.
And you're finally getting it tonight. Tonight's game will go a long way in helping unify this team in Todd Graham's first season.
You know what I like? The old school stuff of yes, ma'am, and please, and thank you, that he believes in it. He genuinely believes that. I followed him since he was the head coach at Allen High School, just north of Dallas, next to my hometown. And he has always had success. He's always had respect from his players, and they admire him because he came here. Remember, recently he said to the team, I'm going to earn your respect. And they appreciated that.
Tino Sinceri said yesterday the reason he was able to earn that from the players is Sinceri pitches it Cameron Sadler and picks up another first down, is that everything that Todd Graham says, he does. You can't fool the players. You got to be straight with him, and Graham has been just that way, Jen.
That's right. You guys talked about the respect that he's earning. He did that by creating something called the Pitt Way. He wanted the team to know his expectations for the team, so there was no question. And he wanted to know that not only does he want him to show up on Saturday, but he wants him to show up academically, off the field. Every single thing plays into how well they're going to do on Saturday. He says, I walk in, I shake their hand every day, and he put those expectations up there and made every single teammate sign the Pitt Way there on the wall so they could look at it every day. Seems to be working for him.
Certainly is tonight as Zach Brown pushes his way inside the 30.
You gotta remember, this was also a little bit of a gamble. Todd Graham coming here as you see the Pitt Way inside the Pitt locker room. The declaration of commitment, the entire team signs. But Todd Graham had a lifetime job at Tulsa. Didn't have to leave, had tons of success. In 4 years, 3 of those seasons led them to a 10-win seasons, 3-0 in bowl games. There are a lot of coaches around the country at smaller programs that will never leave. Chris Peterson at Boise State has had multiple opportunities, but Todd Graham knew he had an outstanding opportunity here at Pittsburgh.
You know, had that pedigree at West Virginia under Rich Rod. You know, they'd gone against each other.
Coached in the conference. Yeah.
Absolutely. You know, he's done it the right way. He's worked his way up to the top. And well, I tell you what, when you look at the Big East Conference, Mark Mayday and I doing that 4 Downs on Sports Center before the game today, I said I thought the best team in the Big East was USF. I'd like to retract that statement. I think it might be Pitt.
You know, we have a segment on College Football Final called Replay the Down. Are you saying you'd like to replay that down?
You are the judge, and therefore I would ask for consideration, sir, for a retraction of a statement made at about 6:20 Eastern Standard Time.
Guys, what about Cincinnati, a team we just saw last week?
Oh, there
Very
you go.
Impressive.
Absolutely. Great
Against
point,
NC
Jeff.
State. What about them? I mean, they, you know, this Big East will go down to the wire again.
No question. Good point.
West Virginia will have a little something to say as well. New head coach Dana Holgerson, Sinceri, dragged down by Mike Linares.
And hey, we go at the end of the season on Thursday night with West Virginia playing at USF. That's still Skip Holt's challenge is to convince his team this is one loss, one game. You've got to recover.
And Kevin Harper in that strong leg is going to line one up from 46 yards. He's made field goals from 47 and 39 tonight. Panthers will try to tack 3 more onto their lead. Harper right down the middle. Our spotter Mike Black, the former kicker, tells us that big thud you hear is because he's kicking the meatball. Nice and broken in, travels well, traveled right through the uprights. Pitt up 44-17.
There's going to be major fallout.
Nuclear fallout.
Bird fallout.
In the race to find the rarest creature on Earth, it's Steve Martin versus Jack Black versus Owen Wilson.
You bought me drinks and got what you wanted.
Really?
You don't want to know.
A big year. Rated PG.
I never noticed that. What? The grill. Looks like an overhead shot of a stadium.
Thank you. The grill lines are the yard lines, which is what I've been saying. Football was created to make us grill.
Here we go.
Look, retractable dome.
That's not retracting.
You get it. Plus, what are most mascots?
Animals.
Think about it.
You do know there's people in those costumes, right? Not all of them. Take your dome, please. Sorry.
What do you think?
We shouldn't load up the credit card. What if you pull out of the tree again?
At Rent-A-Center, you don't need a credit card.
You can get an Ashley 7-piece living room group, your choice, just $24.99 a week, worry-free.
I didn't fall.
He did. Timber.
Leadership, excellence, performance. It's what Heisman and Aflac's all about. Aflac, an official partner of the Heisman Trophy.
Drivers demand the most from their tires. They choose Goodyear. And everything we've learned making these tires inspires what we roll into yours. Goodyear, more driven.
Hey, I'm Scott Van Pelt. Coming up after the game, which undefeated teams survived this weekend on campus? We sift through the rubble in Boston, who's to blame, and Peyton Manning tells us what he misses the most. Linda Cohn, you and me for SportsCenter after the game.
You got a pretty good idea who's going to be the Wrangler 5-star player of the game. Number 1, Ray Graham's had a big night as Pittsburgh had dominated the second half. They just took a sledgehammer and hit the poles right between the horns with it, 44-17. And the high-octane offense of Todd Graham has certainly been on display, and high-octane will also be the word of the day, or the words of the day, at Dover. Back-to-back wins to start the chase. Tony Stewart leads the points race, and he's going for the hat trick, 3 in a row. The defending champion Jimmy Johnson won 5 in a row, 5 championships in a row. A little bit of a shaky start in the chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup, and now they'll turn their attention to Dover. Coverage starts Sunday at 1 o'clock Eastern Time. NASCAR Countdown presented by Napa. We'll get you ready. Short kickoff is grabbed by Shields. He gets across the 25-yard line. We say hello again to Wendy Nix.
Reese, thank you. We've been keeping an eye on Case Keenum, who every now and again isn't afraid to rack up the yards the easy way. Short pass, long run here by Charles Sims, 84 yards. Cougars go for 2. It's 49-34. Keenum, 461 yards tonight.
Wendy has a chance to, now in his 6th year, Case Keenum was granted that 6th year of eligibility to be an all-time leading passer at the FBS level by the time he finishes the season. Sterling Griffin catches the quick pass from B.J. Daniels. Pittsburgh rips it out of there. K'Wan Williams ripped it free, and Pittsburgh has it again. The wheels are off the Bulls Express right now.
They have a motto at Pittsburgh: see ball, get ball. This is an example of seeing the ball, stripping the ball, and even though there are 2 hands on there, when you got those sleeves as a receiver, there's a slippery spot. There's nothing tacky about it.
I think the motto is attack ball, own ball.
Got ball.
It means the same thing, and you're right, Craig. They're just doing a good job late in this game now. 2 consecutive plays forced 2 consecutive fumbles.
Wait a minute. You're telling me I had the motto wrong?
Yeah.
What?
It's attack ball, own ball.
See ball, get ball.
It means it's like English French.
You're thinking of the Chris Spielman motto.
Yeah.
See ball, get ball.
That makes it honors, but absolutely.
Either way, they got it, and either way, it's just what Pittsburgh staff defensive coordinator Keith Patterson, Paul Randolph wanted. They'd only forced 4 takeaways coming into tonight.
We talked about how this offense has matured and developed. The defense is growing up before our eyes tonight as well. We talked about them being simplified last week against Notre Dame. Tonight, from a scheme standpoint, we've seen some new variations. They're getting better. And then we've also seen turnovers. They're forcing things now. This whole team growing up tonight.
Lost their starting right guard, the man that many regard as the best lineman in the Big East, Lucas Nix, very early in the first quarter. Been able to replace him quite well, at least tonight, as Pittsburgh has a huge lead and intent on running out the clock. And now tonight's Wrangler 5-star player of the game, as foreshadowed earlier, is Ray Graham. What a night he's had, 226 yards on the ground.
One of the best kept secrets around the country. You know, it's funny, last week we talked about Isaiah Peed at Cincinnati, one of the better running backs no one talks about. Ray Graham, another one of those guys. You talk about the tradition at running back here, guys like Tony Dorsett, and even in recent years, LaShawn McCoy, Dion Lewis.
It won't be a secret any longer. You know, these coaches around this country, especially in this conference, they know about Isaiah Peed. They understand about Ray Graham. They now have seen this Pitt defense and what they do. Not just one guy. I mean, I know Ray Graham was the guy that got it going, but his ability to make the moves and to get north. I think Ray Graham personally tonight will look at this game and evaluate his performance and say, okay, I get it, coaches. I understand what you mean when you say, don't dance, go north. Just a little slippery, but get north.
You know, with his performance tonight, Graham is now a little more than 250 yards away from the 1,000-yard mark for the season. When he hits that, assuming he stays healthy, and we certainly hope he does, it'll just be the second time in Pitt history that they've had 5 straight years of 1,000-yard rushers. The guys Jesse mentioned a few moments ago, LaShawn McCoy, Dion Lewis providing the first 4. It hadn't happened prior to that since the Tony Dorsett era. And the guy who made it 5 in a row after Dorsett had done it 4 straight years was Elliott Walker. No disrespect to him, but you know, Graham seems to be more on the level of his predecessors as opposed perhaps to Walker.
Of course, he's gaining confidence tonight. I'll tell you another guy that should have more confidence is quarterback Tino Sinceri, who was under a lot of fire throughout the first 4 weeks of the season. And he had actually taken some public criticism from his head coach, Todd Graham, after the loss against Notre Dame, saying he wasn't getting the football out fast enough. Now, Graham later went back on Monday and clarified those comments. And Sinceri's got to be feeling much better today after a very strong performance.
You mind if I do a little occasionally Reese Davis deal where the wet blanket comes in on it? They still didn't complete deep balls.
Yeah.
And that's where he has to continue to grow. They've got to get the ball down the field deeper so that defenses won't be able to bunch up to stop Ray Graham.
But it has to come one game at a time. And tonight didn't turn it over, made some plays running the football. Should feel good.
Ruben Gonzalez with a catch and a first down. We head inside 2 minutes to go here in Pittsburgh. But more college football coming your way. We'll start Saturday at noon in what very soon will be an SEC West battle. But for now, Big 12 against the SEC. Texas A&M taking on Arkansas. Both teams coming off really heartbreaking losses. Texas A&M, after blowing a lead against Oklahoma State, will have to take care of that bruised ego, while Arkansas just has to deal with plain old bruises after they got knocked around by Alabama.
Well, I know this has a little added significance to it because it's a precursor to the things to come next year with A&M joining the SEC. This is going to be an annual event with these guys in the conference play, and so it'll be an interesting ball game.
B.J. Daniels down the middle to Joel Miller. First time we've heard from Joel tonight. Inside 90 seconds play as soon as the clock starts winding again, and it has. Ruben Gonzalez, another catch, another first down as South Florida will try to get a window dressing touchdown late.
I love that B.J. Daniels is continuing to compete, and this offense is responding to him. He's good enough to help USF win a Big East championship. They'll have to rebound from this loss, make the corrections, but the new improved B.J. Daniels gives this team a chance to win everything in the conference.
South Florida still certainly a contender as Daniels still on his feet inside the 20, and BJ gets down to about the 5-yard line, maybe a little closer. And certainly they'll still be in the race. I mean, you don't really see a team, you know, West Virginia certainly held its own for a while against LSU. You don't really see a team that you look at and you think they're going to run the table this game.
No, and like we pointed out here tonight, Cincinnati, I look forward to watching them. Butch Jones has done a fantastic job.
Daniels throwing to the end zone, and it's incomplete.
And they're a physical team. And they have, you know, Zach Caleros is a heck of a quarterback. He's got that it factor.
But Skip Holtz has to now answer the question, can he lead this team to wins in the conference? We talked about it. This team has gotten up for the non-conference games over the last 5-6 years. They've beaten Auburn. They've beaten Kansas when they were ranked. Beat Notre Dame. They beat Florida State. They beat Miami. They beat North Carolina. When they get in conference play is when they get nicked. That has to change at South Florida.
For the third time in 4 years, they're going to start 0-1 in the conference as Daniels throws it to the end zone. It's broken up by Buddy Jackson.
But you know what? It's one step at a time, and I think you and I agree in watching film, and even Reese saw this too.
Even Reese.
Yeah.
Really?
That they are playing fundamentally better football than they did in the past. They absolutely are a better team. You can see the second-year coaching that they've done there. But winning in the Big East is the next step for the program.
There's a reason I never turn my back with you guys, by the way.
We're just having fun with you.
Third and goal. It'll be 4th and goal with half a minute to play.
And Skip Holtz knows how to turn a program around. When he took over at East Carolina, they had only won 3 games in their previous 25. And he ended up leading them to back-to-back conference championships. He knows how to get that done. You mentioned, Craig, they're a better team fundamentally. That'll continue to get better. But it's going to have to start now because you talk to everybody on that team in that locker room, they say it's a new season. Big East play is upon them. Now we're going to find out if they're really for real.
4th and goal for B.J. Daniels and the Bulls. House coming for Pittsburgh. Incomplete, and the Panthers, who've had some trouble in the 4th quarter, they'll get a shutout tonight.
Yeah, as you talk about going back and getting over this, overcoming this, they have to do it in a hurry because there's no layup when you go over here to Connecticut. No. That is not a gimme. And then you got Cincinnati. So they have to regroup quickly. Conversely, I think Pitt, after having 2 heartbreaking close losses, they can celebrate, use all of this 24 hours, and really be excited about what you did. And then go to work with a renewed freshness and a lot of pressure off your shoulders and your back that you got it going and you're ready to compete week in and week out.
You know, that's a great point because there would have been a lot of negativity in the city about the team and about the new regime had Pittsburgh not performed this well tonight. And they not only won the game, they dropped the hammer and performed brilliantly. You see Tino Sinceri releasing a little emotion, perhaps a cathartic victory for Tino. Final seconds ticking off here. The players out on the field wishing each other well, and Pittsburgh took a 20-17 halftime lead and erupted in the second half. 44-17 the final. Ray Graham was spectacular. 226 yards rushing, scored a couple of touchdowns, and the Panthers moved to 3-2, and they opened the Big East season with a win.
Let's go to Oregon, boys.
Let's do it.
West Coast trip.
3 straight West Coast trips. We start with Cal and Oregon next Thursday night. We hope you'll join us then for that. 44-17 Pittsburgh wins, and this has been a presentation of ESPN, the worldwide leader in sports. For Craig James, Jesse Palmer, Jen Brown, and our whole crew, I'm Reese Davis saying good night from Pittsburgh. Here comes Sports Center.
Y'all know that? We're the only ones on TV. Tune in, man. We'll put on the show.
This is Sports Center.
Nowhere to run, but someone has to take the blame. What the Sox are saying one day after the collapse. And how the Yankees are preparing for the most dominant pitcher in baseball. Plus...
So no Dancing with the Stars in your future?
No chance. I'm gonna hide. I try not to publicly embarrass myself.
The face of the Yankees answers the tough questions. And beat up by the Raiders, criticized by Broadway Joe, how Mark Sanchez is handling the heat.
I think we're a lot tougher than people give us credit for, but that's good. You got to prove it.
Major quarterback concerns for the Colts. What Peyton Manning says will hurt most about not being on the field Monday night. Plus, monster matchup from Madison to the Swamp. Who marches to victory this weekend? Right now on SportsCenter. Why wait?
Verlander has done it again! Did that just happen? Incredible! Unbelievable! Oh, my goodness! It's good!
This episode of SportsCenter is brought to you exclusively by Transformers: Dark of the Moon.
Thanks for joining us for SportsCenter. Along with Scott Van Pelt, I am Linda Cohn. I had the top plays of the baseball season, and they all were not from last night, but they very well could be, of course. We begin here with the game you just watched.
Yeah, and college students, if professors want to teach you about the transitive property, explain to them it's garbage because South Florida beat Notre Dame beat Pitt, so that means South Florida would beat Pitt. Not so much. Tell them Scott Van Pelt taught you the transitive property is garbage. There's Skip Holtz, number 16, South Florida. They're 4-0. Ray Graham can do his thing. Jen Brown asked Holtz how they'd stop him.
We need to gang tackle. We need to run like crazy to the ball. We need to play like wild men on defense, and we need to swarm.
The Bulls would swarm early on. Panthers driving and get tricky. Darius Patton smashed by Ryan Giddens. Ball pops out. Bulls pounce on it. Another look at this one as Giddens puts the helmet on the football. It pops out, and Mike June recovers. Ensuing South Florida drive, it's 3rd and 4. B.J. Daniels, this is the guy who can hurt you so many ways. Everybody reads The dive, and that's easy. To the pylon, 7-0 Bulls. But then Ray Graham began to do his thing. Second quarter, Pittsburgh down 14-13. Tino Sunseri to Graham. He was doing it mostly running here. A beautiful grab. Later in the drive, 3rd and 7, it's Sunseri to Graham, and he'll go B button right there. Stays on his feet. That was a huge 3rd and 7 as they were in questionable field goal range. That gets him a first down, and then Graham reading his blocks, picking his spots, and that's 6. 14-play drive, 64 yards, touchdown. Well, I guess apparently if LeBron James tweets about a sport, it's on SportsCenter. I have a feeling he just sits around with his boys and says, let me see if I get on SportsCenter. Hi, LeBron.
That's what I think.
You can read what he had to say about this. Panthers had the lead. Third quarter, Pittsburgh leading. Graham again, trying to find his way. Gets a block. Gets several blocks. Takes it inside the 5-yard line. That led to another Pittsburgh touchdown. 34-17. Fourth quarter, same score. Graham again gets a seal. Shows the speed, cuts back, explodes again for 31 down to the USF 18. My man was showing out on a Thursday night with 226 yards, and 16th ranked South Florida is unbeaten no more. Pittsburgh hammers them. We get it right back to the fellas that called the game. RD?
Scott, Pittsburgh has promised a high-octane offense. Ray Graham provided it, celebrating with the Pitt student section after the 44-17 victory. Jen Brown caught up with Todd Graham, the head coach.
Thanks, Coach. Ray Graham had a monster night tonight, 226 rushing yards. What made him so effective?
Well, first of all, I want to give the good Lord the glory because I'm telling you, he has a big part in everything that we do. And Ray, Tino, the whole bunch, I was really proud of our kids. I thought we were really close. I'm really proud of our players. Great performance tonight for Pitt.
I was going to ask you about that. You said you guys were just this close, a work in progress for your offense. What kind of progress did your team make tonight?
Well, I mean, I think we executed, and we've been slowly getting better and trusting what we've been coached to do. And I said, I like this team. I like the character that they stand for, and bunch of Pitt men, which Pitt men are tough, and they showed it tonight, persevering.
Someone who was also tough, Tino Sunseri, who was so effective at throwing the ball, but also running the ball tonight. What kind of progress did you see from your quarterback?
Well, he's really, sold out and just got an understanding of what it takes some time. That position's very difficult in our system. I'm really proud of him. He really played great tonight.
All right, thanks, Coach.
Thank you so much. Hail to Pitt.
Todd Graham's got the cheer down. Hail to Pitt indeed tonight. 44-17 victory over South Florida. Craig James, Jesse Palmer joining me now. So South Florida came in here. They had the victory against Notre Dame. They were undefeated. What did this performance by Pittsburgh tell you about both the Panthers and the Bulls?
Well, I think when we came into this ball game, USF, the perception was they were the team. They were going to be the team to beat. But Pitt came out, and right from the beginning, we're running the football. And, Coach Graham's really well-spoken. He started stammering there a little bit with Jen Brown when he was answering about Tino Sunseri running the football. He did run the ball effectively in the first half, and that put pressure on USF defense. But he's not a running quarterback. Right. This team is about Ray Graham. Get the ball in his hands. And the Pitt defense, I thought their defense did great today.
I think this football team made major strides tonight on both sides of the football, but offense, it was the Ray Graham show. He is the best football player on this team, period. The goal is to get him 30 touches a game. He had exactly that tonight. He was dominant on the ground, outside, in the passing game, in the screen game. They found as many ways as possible getting him involved, and because of that, this offense had tremendous success.
In the first 4 games of the season for Pittsburgh, the common theme had been fourth quarter collapses. They lost a 17-point lead against Iowa. I don't know if you can call Notre Dame last week a collapse, but they did give up the game-winning drive. What type of progress did you see on the other side of the ball in defense from Pittsburgh?
Tremendous progress on defense. I think we saw them much more multiple tonight. Different coverages, more pressures. They did a great job forcing turnovers. Only had 4 coming into tonight, forced 2 late turnovers as well. And I think this team played with more confidence. It showed in the fourth quarter. 0 points allowed late in the game. I think this was a total combined team win. Looked good on offense, but on defense made some strides.
Early in the game, B.J. Daniels, they lost contain, and he hurt them outside the pocket. They made the adjustments at Pitt. The defense still came, and they brought pressure, but they had gap responsibility. So now there's going to be confidence from the coaching staff to make the calls, to keep blitzing, because they know that everybody will do their gap responsibility and be sound.
You know, in September, you start to establish a bit of an identity, but when you head toward October, you start pursuing conference championships, and Pittsburgh's off to a 1-0 start in the Big East.
Thank you, men. More Thursday night action on the way. Case Keenum chucking for a ton, and Nebraska descends on Madison for a